We are live.
Hello.
Oh, free water.
Yeah, free water.
Should read first, huh?
Let's go.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
You
you.
bet.
We are back. Echo Park Lake, Wednesday, June 9th, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Good to be back.
Precisely neutral.
Precisely.
Precisely neutral.
Got Dali here, driving lessons.
Howdy, howdy.
And if you're watching the Dali channel, Cordial Curiosity here.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Juggling Lessons.
We're also on the Street Epistemology Twitter. If you don't know either of us, just search Cordial Curiosity on YouTube or whatever, or Juggling Lessons on YouTube, Street Epistemology, that'll get you there.
Yeah, I have a little tiny channel, so you have to type in like channel Juggling Lessons. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of things about how to throw balls up in the air.
I would assume.
I would assume. That's been the case.
Hello.
Look it up. Hello.
Anybody have time for a quick interview? We'll be here all day.
Well, for at least 4 hours.
At least 4 hours. What topic should we put on the board today?
So right now I saw 2 topics up there about Echo Park here. One was whether this was stolen land.
Whether Echo Park is on stolen land, yeah.
Yeah. Whether this is here stolen land. Whether people should be allowed to set up camping sites
In urban public areas.
Public areas.
Yeah. Should that be legal or illegal?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know.
Well, you don't know.
I don't. You have opinions.
I do.
What else is on there?
Let me look. The other 2 are critical race theory and gender identity.
Oh yeah, critical race theory and gender identity.
Yep.
We can replace those.
Okay.
I haven't talked about the Echo Park stuff yet.
Okay, so let's keep them up.
What?
Yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
What should we put on yellow today?
Let's see. I have a hot button for the vaccine is a duty. Don't want to push that button too often, but
I mean,
only if that's fun. Let's see. I'm remembering claims from practice for the last few days.
I'm sure you did a bunch already, haven't you?
Oh yeah, yesterday I think we did 6.
6 hours or 6?
No, 6.
6 claims.
6 claims. When I do it over on the Chatterbox, I shorten the timing to about 15 minutes, and then there's very little feedback between, because they do a stage format, which is, and there's 50, 60 people in the room, so feedback's pretty impractical.
Okay. Can you frame that camera a little better?
This one?
Yeah, for
Sure.
yourself.
Would you like, first of all, like what, up higher?
Now you're crossing the line.
I'm crossing the line. We don't like that. Okay.
It's not a big deal. Just angle it less. That's better.
So further away from me?
You can angle it on here if you need to.
Is it looking too far up the nose, right?
It looks good there.
Okay.
Little there.
All right.
Sure.
Okay, so let's see. We got so many narrow, specific topics.
What were the claims for the past few sessions you've done?
Oh, okay, so of course there's the circumcision thing, which is actually a specific group. Let's see. Oh, got to remember yesterday's claims. One of them was about punching Nazis. And we decided that we weren't going to actually on Discord continue to explore that claim because if taken seriously enough, it's actually a Discord violation in terms of service.
Yeah. If you're on one side of that, that could be a violation.
Yeah. If you're actually encouraging the punching of Nazis, so that's fine. Leave that one out. Sorry, I didn't take notes.
It's fine.
It all just rumbles in my head together.
It is
so bad.
We can do the classic, does anything supernatural exist?
Sure.
Classic.
Yeah. And if we're going to stay classic, then there's is morality objective. Maybe that's too philosophical. Certainly comes up a lot. Of course, there's the fine-tuning claim. That's probably... Can society impose morality?
Can society impose morality?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is my dig in second-order zealotry.
Your what?
My dig into second-order zealotry.
Zealotry.
Yeah, zealotry is when I go out of my way, when I expend effort to try to influence your behavior. Second-order zealotry is when I punish you for insufficiently trying to control their behavior.
What?
If I punish you because you didn't expend effort trying to control somebody else's behavior, that's second-order zealotry.
Okay.
Which would be like canceling.
Okay.
With second-order zealotry, you can enforce any arbitrary standard. Even the original term, not paying taxes to the Romans during the War of the 60s to the 70s.
Okay.
Which is where the term came from, because the zealots.
What about, what was the question again? Can society impose morality?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can. Okay. I assume part of that is on its citizens?
Mm-hmm.
That's just implied.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully it's on their citizens.
At minimum.
Yeah. I mean, it...
That?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, we'll replace those two.
Okay. Ooh, hello, PineCreek. Good afternoon to you. So Doug, we have 4 things up there. 2 of them, one's about whether Echo Park is stolen land. Another is whether it should be legal or illegal for people to set up a tent on public urban spaces. That's something that's a recent hot button in this particular park. And then one is, can society impose morality? And the other one was the standard old, is there anything supernatural? If you have any alternatives, different, better things, throw them out.
I just messaged Doug the link to StreamYard if he wants to chat for a minute.
Nice.
Hello.
Hello. I should get up and busk.
Sure. This is your Twitch account, Doug? Wow. You should stream on Twitch as well. I don't know if you should or not. Twitch seems to not get very good numbers. Should I stream on YouTube? Should I abandon Twitch? I created a second channel called Cordial Curiosity Clips. I haven't uploaded anything yet, but I could stream to that secondary channel. Could rename it Clips and Streams. But I stream on my channel as well, sometimes, essay review shows. We have a fisherman in the background. This is the fishing spot. Yeah, we usually find some examples. I ask for examples of supernatural things, and these are some of the things that can be answered there. Oh shit, there's Doug. Give him a second to get his thing going. Doug hates StreamYard.
Uh-huh.
There he goes.
Here I am.
Hey, hey.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
yours-
why Twitch seems like it's harder to get viewers on Twitch than YouTube, but maybe it's just because we're more established on YouTube.
Yeah. Twitch is more for gaming and engaging streams. This is not very engaging, like, constantly. It's kind of just an afterthought a little bit.
Oh man, guy's fishing right behind you.
Yeah, no, there's some guy caught a turtle last time I was here. You gotta be careful.
So is the Echo Park, is it on a reservation?
No, it's a public LA park.
Or why do some people think then it's stolen land?
Well, they think all of the United States is stolen land from indigenous tribes.
Okay, so it's not just Echo Park, it's everything.
Yeah, I was watching news clips on YouTube of Echo Park. You know, the whole situation. It used to be totally taken over by homeless camps and stuff, tents. And people were protesting. People were saying Echo Park is on stolen land, so who do we have? Why do we even have the right to kick out people? I assume that's part of the argument.
Well, another thing you could talk about is didn't the governor of California institute a bill for reparations
Did they?
recently? I thought I read that today or yesterday. Somewhere.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm wrong.
should California pay reparations to anybody?
Yeah, let me double check that on Google. Or for African Americans.
To African Americans.
Yeah.
California?
Yeah, here we go.
What did
Mace.
California do to African Americans?
They was never a slave state, so I'm not sure. This is May 7th, 2021. Governor Newsom announces appointments to First in the Nation Task Force to study reparations for African Americans. That was May 7th. And then I think something more recent just happened.
Yeah, there's always strained policy proposals going on in California, Los Angeles area.
I guess I could share this, and maybe you could get some virtual interviews if there's no physical ones coming for a while.
Sure.
Or does that work? You would give them a StreamYard link?
Yeah, that same link I gave you. They can come in, but I have to add them to the stream, you know.
Yeah,
So-
let me do that. Let me grab the link you gave me. What did you think of the interview you had yesterday with the Time channel? What is it?
In time?
In Time?
Meh. Nothing we've never been asked before. Only a few hundred people have watched it already.
And the
There's a lot
same.
There was a lot of discussion afterwards on the Discord about certain people in the polytheist community accusing street epistemology of causing harm, which is hilarious, because of specific polytheistic tenets that you can't criticize religion in some way. I don't know the specifics, but something.
Okay, I'll not criticize.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
You don't have to talk to us.
No, and I don't even have to criticize.
yeah.
I know how to do this without that.
Or just merely questioning people about their religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it sad that some people view humans as so fragile?
I know. Oh, hey. It's Science Pete.
Science Peak? Where? He's in Twitch? Or
He needs to turn on his audio and video in a second, but I sent it to the messenger chat. I can't add him until he adds his video and audio.
like I've been in ATV wrecks as a kid. I've almost died several times on the farm. Someone asking me what I believe and why I believe it is nothing compared to that.
Yeah. You've had scary
Flag waving
diagnoses.
Maybe it's
Can
just
science-
Californians.
Can Science Pete figure out StreamYard?
Well, he is getting close to 40.
Is that
Free speech and free water.
someone has a question. Doug, if California had the free healthcare of Canada and Canada had the weather of California, would it change your confidence in Dark Dawkins being deeply depressed and upset when asked about Jesus?
Well, this is one of the best questions I've ever been asked because I can tell it's so deep and intellectual. I would have to say 46 is my answer.
Thank you. Thank you for being specific.
Yeah, healthcare is another great topic to discuss. Everybody assumes that the healthcare system in Canada is great, but it has its downsides. I'm going to also post this on my YouTube channel on the community page.
Cool.
Today, free water.
Oh yeah, you don't get free water if it's virtual though. That's the problem.
That's true. Yes. If you're coming in through the airwaves, we don't have the bandwidth to give you free water.
Yeah. That'd be cool if we developed that technology someday.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
there we
somebody will
go.
give Gene Roddenberry the credit for it.
He figured it out.
Can you see me now?
There's the man,
Hey,
the
Pete.
legend.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep,
Cool. Put on my phone. I'm working from home today, so it's like I'm on a little bit of a break. So
Nice.
you guys are here.
Why are you working from home? COVID's over.
I know. Well, we're not completely lifted of our COVID restrictions at work, and I'm attending a virtual conference today and tomorrow. So the conference, the last talk just finished. So there's no point in me driving into the office for the rest of the day, since the day's pretty much over.
You're get a little closer to your mic.
And turn your phone sideways.
There you go.
I
Now we
said
get full
I
Pete experience.
I was at a virtual conference today, so it's just easier to take it from home, and it just finished.
Cool.
So what is this? We get to SC people in the park through this?
If you want, I can have you talk to people in real life, or virtual people can come on and you can chat with them, or I can chat with them, whoever. We can all gang up on them. No. Like the old Blab days.
When have you started using this platform? Is this new?
I've been using it for maybe 6 months to do streams.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm trying to get as many people here as possible.
Oh my gosh. I hate it when StreamYard fills up with people, but we can bring on people one-on-one and chat.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that this works with Safari on your iPhone.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Not even an app. It's just like straight out of the web browser.
Yeah. I'm using the website Safari right here to control things.
Oh, look at Dali. He doesn't have a corpus callosum. He can use both sides of his brain. Look how he's juggling.
Oh, wow.
You said that while I was juggling on one side. I was thinking, no, I could do that.
Okay, do that again. Juggle again.
One-sided or?
Yeah, one-sided. I want to run an experiment with you. One-sided, yeah. Okay, now, Pete, remind me, is the left side the science part or the language arts part? Huh?
One is the more analytical side, and the other is
Yeah, was the left? Left is analytical, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so keep going, Dali. Count down from 100 by 7. Go.
193, 86, 79, 72, 65, 58, 51.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Okay, now go on the other hand.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna run the experiment again.
Sorry, a little bit of wind there. Go ahead.
Okay. Would you rather be loved or respected? Gotcha.
I can't choose between because I think they
Sure.
are necessarily overlapping.
Okay.
I don't think you can love me without respecting me. Vice versa.
Yeah, there's some overlap there.
Are you in LA or Florida, Reid?
LA.
LA. Yeah. If I point right that way, that's the LA skyline that I can't see because there's trees in the way.
Yeah.
Cool.
We are about 1 hour's walk from the center of downtown,
Nice.
which is about 45 minutes drive. I'm a little joking, but not that much.
Yeah, I had a great live stream yesterday. We talked about some deep stuff. A guy called in and he recently left Christianity and his wife's still a Christian, so we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep.
Yeah, that was moving.
I got about halfway until I had other things to do. but I'll watch it later today. Or I'm super busy until mid-afternoon tomorrow, but I'll get to it.
And then
So
I had
much
another
stuff.
guy who admitted that he almost committed murder, and he believes God stopped him.
Jesus.
Oh, that's nice.
Science Pete's response. That's
I mean,
nice.
that might be the very definition of the personal experience we don't want to push back on.
Yeah. But I did.
Yeah.
Who is he going to murder?
He didn't say, but he said he was in a fit of rage and he heard an audible voice and he froze and he couldn't move. And so I basically said, I'm glad that you didn't kill this individual. But then I asked him about people who do public speaking, and sometimes they freeze, and it's very awkward. Tons of fear and anxiety, and people will just literally freeze. And I asked him, could there be any relation to what you went through?
Free
and
water.
Relation between freezing and trying to murder someone? What?
No, a relationship
Stage
between
fright and the attempted murder.
that when you're in an extreme emotional state, it seems very reasonable to say that people who freeze on stage when they're public speaking, that God has nothing to do with that. So why do you think that God had something to do with you freezing and not killing this person? Because it's a similar emotion, fear, anxiety. He said it's rage, but still, if you're in that type of situation, it's like a fight or flee. Like there's a fine line between fighting and fleeing.
Yeah, I don't think one word captures.
But I must admit, as a former Mennonite, I couldn't relate to this.
The pacifists.
So, Reid, can the interlocutor see us as well? Like they can hear us.
If they were sitting right here, they could see us on this tablet.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, usually no.
And yeah, I'd usually take the tablet away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a battery for it.
You can use just a cable. You can use this battery. So many batteries around here.
So, Pete, when we play poker, we can see each other. It's like just talking like this while we're playing poker. So you should come Sunday.
I have a new rule. I don't gamble.
You don't gamble, but you're sitting here talking to us. That's a gamble.
Poker's a skill.
It's true. Maybe time is more valuable than money, so I am sort of wasting.
Oh no, it's an investment in your mental health.
Yeah.
To talk to Reid and I while playing poker.
Poker is one of those games where I've played with friends and stuff, and I can do fine staying in there for a while, but I reach a point of fatigue where I'm just not interested anymore, and then I end up making mistakes, and then I end up getting.
It's not a tournament. It's a cash game. You can be there.
You can come and go
as long as you want.
Yeah. And don't worry about the fatigue or whatever. But you got money, right?
Thank you.
Do you have money? Do you want my money? Is the real question.
Oh, Science Pete money is hard to
We'll
get.
be here for interviews if you're
money.
interested.
Probably on a second lap around.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Tell them that Science Pete's here. Like when people walk by, say Science Pete's on the line.
Science Pete.
Yeah, there are tens of people that know who I am.
No, more than tens. I'd say thousands.
Teens
There
of
are-
people.
There are dozens of us. Dozens.
Yeah.
Just say the friends of Alan Alda is here. A friend of Alan Alda is here
Okay.
from MASH. I wonder what percentage.
A friend of Alan Alda.
I wonder what percentage of Californians under the age of 25 know who Alan Alda
I
is.
think they have no clue.
Oh, I don't know. Free water.
So cute.
Thank you.
What's the temperature there today?
73.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very comfy.
It's been very hot in New York lately. It is 88 degrees here. Cooler in LA than it is in New York.
Is it only like 99 in Arizona there?
Yeah, let me see. You guys don't know what heat is.
Oh, we visited Arizona.
Florida in the summer
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah, it's
it's the wet heat. I can take dry heat all day.
So
Yeah,
Doug,
it's only 97 here right now.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh.
Doug, have you
Why
decided
you're an
to,
indoor boy.
Have you decided to sell your house, take all the profits from the inflation in the housing market, and just dump it all into Dogecoin?
No, I think hard assets is where to put your money right now.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's listening, sell all your stocks and buy a silo and fill it up with barley.
or lumber.
Who is it? Jesse
How
Ventura
about
says.
cryogenic methane?
Jesse Ventura says he has he lives 6 months of the year in the Baja, has a silo full of tortillas and 1,000 gallons of potable water. Do you ever talk to Brian Callen anymore? Reid?
No, his Mixed Mental Arts podcast kind of died, so not really.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah. Seems to be making a comeback. He's back on his usual podcast, The Fighter and the Kid. There was a Me Too attempt on him a couple years ago, but I think he's back. He's ridden the wave, the storm.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks.
Oh, we got 13 people watching, 14 people watching on Twitch right now.
Wow.
26 in total.
Yep. So even amount. Maybe everybody's watching on both. No. Thank you.
You guys have a podcast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're live on YouTube and Twitch right now, doing interviews with anybody on any topic they choose. So we just suggest.
Oh, wow, that's really cool. That's a creative idea.
Thank you.
We're live till about 4.
Okay, I'll just take one of these.
Great.
See you guys.
But cool, great idea. See you later.
Yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
I'll just take your water.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, we're getting people in here now. Should I bring
Okay.
them on?
You manage the StreamYard. I'll
How
bust.
come I can't see them?
Andre, hello.
Howdy, howdy.
You'll have to mute your stream. Give me a thumbs up, Andre, when you mute your stream.
Good day. Free water. We're also doing free speech.
Now he's figuring it out.
Interviews on any topic you choose.
I like that. Free water and free speech. Great line.
Are you there, Andre?
We're here till 4.
What kind of topics have people been discussing?
Yeah.
Hang on.
We haven't had somebody sit down yet. We just started.
So how often do you do this?
I do it once a week. He does it twice a week.
So what are the most popular topics that people bring up?
Where'd he go? You just boot him?
It's maybe a third religion, third politics, a third other.
What's the first one?
Religion, spirituality, other strange claims.
Law of attraction is very popular.
We might have someone.
Some love?
Law of
No.
attraction in the sense of
Law of attraction, as in love.
The notion is that if you make a bunch of affirmations in your mind, it affects the world and you attract things you think. Yeah. So if you have a positive mindset, you'll attract positive things, and if you have a negative mindset, you'll
Did you?
Yeah,
That's how it
Oh, there's Anthony.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey. What does your shirt say? Play dad? Play dead? Oh, plant dad.
That's it. Yeah. How's it going?
Good. Long time no see.
I saw. Yeah, dude. What's up, man?
How you doing?
36.
Doing all right?
Can't complain.
We just thought we'd help Reid and Dali get some more viewers here. So, you know, a couple celebrities come in and...
Want me to retweet that? Because I wasn't sure if you wanted the link to actually join the back part of it. But if you want, I'll share it.
It's fine. I have to manually add them in, so I can have as many people in the queue if we want.
Yeah, let's get 100 people in here.
Yeah, Andre, feel free to come back now. Sorry. My bad.
100 people in.
I don't know if I can retweet it now that I'm in it.
Free water.
Because I think I'm in it within Twitter, not StreamYard. You getting any conversations?
Not yet.
Pete's in New York. I'm in Arizona. Reid and Dali are in California, Hollywood. Hollywood?
Echo
Area?
Park. We're not in Hollywood today.
Yeah, not Hollywood.
We're very close to downtown Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, Echo Park. Oh gosh, someone just went through the water. Oh gosh.
With what?
See all the swan boats?
The swan boats?
And the big fountain? People sometimes go straight through the fountain.
Oh, and get all wet?
sprays. Yeah, that's hilarious.
And right
They
now,
clean the bottom of the boat.
Yeah, cleans the swan boats.
Anthony is in an undisclosed location, probably in Eastern Europe.
Oh my gosh. The car right ahead of me has a license plate that says blessed. I wish I could reverse the camera. All right, I'm going to focus on the road here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're a
Wait.
scientist, and that's why
I
they're
want to
blessed.
interview you. Hold on. Trying to catch up to him.
High-speed chase.
This is where SC causes car accidents.
Yeah.
Anthony,
this
turn
is
on
where
your
SE is
SE
now.
lights on, you know, the sirens and lights.
Sure.
Pull them
water.
over.
Okay, Andre is back. Hello, Andre.
Hello, Andre.
Oh,
Who are you?
great.
Yeah, and how are you? You're good?
Who are you? Wow.
Yeah.
Getting right to the
Yourself?
point.
Andre the Great. Isn't that what he just said?
You're Andre the Great? Yep.
Yeah, that'd be. Who are you? Great.
Yeah.
Got it.
So welcome.
Thanks.
How do you know about street epistemology, or who do you know here? Any questions, any comments?
I know you and PineCreek. I watched. Oh yeah, and Anthony also. I've watched both of your guys' interviews, and then lots of PineCreek streams. Yeah.
Cool. Do you know Science Pete?
Free water.
No. You need to get back at
We're
it.
also doing free speech interviews on any topic
Anyway.
you choose.
So yeah, any comments or questions?
Interviews on any topic you choose.
Andre?
Yeah. Is this like a question and answer thing? I just saw it on YouTube, so I just clicked on it.
I'm out here in the park in public waiting for people to chat with, and in the meantime we can chat with people randomly who come in, so that's you.
Cordial
Okay.
Curiosity is his
I
channel.
know
Yeah.
Pete in the corner is he's had a very lonely life, and so if you have a question for him or you want to talk to him about an issue, he can SC you if you want.
I don't know about the lonely life part, but
Is Pete also a street epistemologist? I don't think I've seen his stuff.
I'm an associate, I guess you could say.
Louder, Pete. You gotta.
I'm an associate, I guess you could say. I've
Pete
known
is
these
the
guys
brains
for,
behind the operation.
I've known these guys for quite a while.
We can find a STEM speaker to interview.
Yeah, maybe just like a general question. What's the origin of street epistemology, and how old is this practice?
Reid, you just answered this yesterday, so maybe.
Yeah, it's originally coined from a book called A Manual for Creating Atheists in 2013, written by Peter Boghossian. And then Anthony Magnabosco there went out in public in 2014 and started recording conversations. And then a bunch of people found his YouTube videos, like myself, and started practicing it online, like on a virtual website called Blab, which is where I met Doug and Pete. And then that shut down, so I'm now back out in public, recording conversations, doing that for 6 years now.
And this Anthony guy, like he came up with it completely himself, or he also based it or modified it from some other philosopher? Or...
Peter Boghossian.
Oh yeah, Peter Boghossian, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he got it from mainly Socratic method and other evidence-based stuff in It led to epistemology, psychology, stuff like that.
And for the record, Peter is brilliant at this technique, but he's a horrible poker player.
Wait.
And,
I think you just lied twice.
and the Socratic method, what is that? What is that exactly? It's the same as street epistemology, or is it?
Street epistemology uses the Socratic method as its core element, which is mainly asking questions. It's letting someone pick a claim, a hypothesis, and then we go through the Linkus, a Q&A portion where the SE or the person asking the questions asks the person questions to help them clarify whatever they're thinking about and get clarity on it and challenge their reasoning for whatever they're thinking is the case. And people revise their answers based on that, and you just go through a cycle in that way. That's the main structure of it. We keep our opinions out of it mainly. No bringing of facts. How old is that?
Yeah.
Thousands of years old, since ancient Greece. Yeah.
Okay.
About 2,500 years, maybe?
Yeah, 2,500 years. You gotta watch out for the hemlock when you do it, though.
Yeah.
Watch out for that.
Yeah. When SE started, the Dead Sea was only sick.
Right.
Sick. That's a youth pastor joke. Like, I should be in church, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I just find it interesting, like the different spins on it that people put, like the aggression level. Like there's the scale of completely, zero aggression, just the person speaks and tells all. You just ask questions, right? Like nothing, and then you can dial that, like in the direction of Matt Dillahunty or that kind of stuff that you just start.
Andre, can I ask what you prefer to watch? Like, you said you watched Anthony's stuff, right? And my stuff?
Yeah, Matt Dillahunty and
you mentioned
Cordial Curiosity, debates, Christopher Hitchens. Really, philosophy and morality and religion, really these topics. Yeah.
But do you prefer more the Reid style, where he's very cordial? Or
no.
My style, where I'm a little bit more aggressive, or Matt Dillahunty style, where he's very aggressive.
Yeah, I think it's finding the golden middle. Yeah, I think it's kind of if you are completely laid back and the other person speaks all the time, then I think it's, especially as an observer, I don't find as an observer you gain much, because you just a person comes and he just enjoys himself. He enjoys himself or herself talking for a while, and then feels maybe that he or she has answered the question sufficiently and has good reasons. Yeah. So, but I think it's a skill. Where do you sort of nudge and then tell the person, well, this is kind of maybe this particular thing, maybe pretty obviously not that. You shouldn't be that confident based on A or B. Yeah.
What do you think is a good way to interrupt someone without them feeling negative about it?
It's a good way to interrupt them. Maybe ask them. Yeah, maybe. I think giving your opinions is not as convincing, because obviously then they'll go on the defense. But maybe use as much like what you do, Doug, with saying that gravity. We all agree on gravity, so you can say let's take that as a standard. For example, comparing things to standards or to knowledge that literally no one will object, and then kind of trying to compare. I guess that's like one way. So basically, taking ideas and taking facts and taking.
But I'm thinking more like what I just did is I interrupted you. Like I use certain techniques of and it's easy to do on live stream, but it's hard for Reid to do sitting at a table. But let's say you were talking just now, and I could lean back, and then when I think you've talked too much, and you're boring everybody, I'll do something like this, and I'll kind of like, I won't like do that with my hands, but I'll just kind of like give a little gesture forwards that I desire to say something, and I'm hoping that the other person who has some rationality, they'll get that cue to shut up.
I think that's a great skill. Yeah, like I'm in the sciences, like a researcher, and it doesn't really matter, I guess, in what profession you are, but in all these conferences or where you speak with colleagues, it's lots of time you just sit there and you're just kind of like, well, yeah, how do you interrupt? So I think it's a great skill to have. Yeah, to interrupt and to get your idea across.
Like, Reid, do you have any tricks or strategies on how to, not interrupt, but just kind of curve the conversation so it just doesn't go off the rails?
Yeah, it's much better when someone is wearing headphones and I can say something like, yeah, okay, or yeah. I just say something and I look at them, and most people are not keeping on eye contact with me 100%. So it's hard to like get their attention. They're kind of just like looking around. So I'm open to suggestions about how to do that.
I've seen Reid do it masterfully. He just turns around and he goes, cool.
Cool.
Cool. I think you remember which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm pretty bad at it. Like there were lots of conversations where I actually had really good points to make, and then I just, I'm going to be polite and let this person finish the point, and then the person goes on a tangent, and then someone else picks up the tangent, and then 10 minutes later, I forget my point. It's like, well, now you can't really go back there. It's too late. So you really need to sometimes, be brave enough, I guess, to just jump in.
Yeah, like the behavior I love to model is, as much as possible, give a direct answer within the next 10 to 20 seconds, and then you stare at them, and if they look confused, then you explain your answer, or if they ask you to explain it. Other than that, just 10-20 seconds, give your answer. And the thing is, I deal mostly with apologists. They hate that. It's like, no, their whole strategy is 5-minute answers in order, so by the end of it, you've forgotten what you're talking about.
Well,
I have an idea. What if you interrupt and be like, I'm sorry, I have a terrible stomach ache right now, but I just need to get this last question. And so you generate like a level of sympathy in them so they feel that you're in pain, but you still want to get their answer. So now they're forced to give a quick answer
I can't,
because they don't want you to suffer.
No, that won't work, because whenever someone says they're sick on stream, I click off. Not because I feel like I can catch their disease through the internet, but it's just I hate sickness. I would not make a good nurse.
I'm saying for you to pretend to be sick. Just
I know, but still, I would force. No,
they're rambling on. He's like, oh, sorry, I want to get this question. I just got a terrible stomach ache, but just quickly, what is your best piece of evidence for the belief? And then they'll be forced to really give a quick answer, or else they're just going to suffer.
Yeah. So Andre, what's the craziest belief you have?
Maybe I don't have that many concrete beliefs because of having watched. So I guess YouTube killed most of my beliefs. I'll just.
Oh really?
So I'm not convinced of pretty much anything.
Wow. Would you consider yourself a hyper skeptic then?
No, I would say obviously I'm convinced 98% on things like, or 99 point something, that I exist and things like that, and yeah, 99.99 that the Earth is round, and then so on. So most of the basic common beliefs I share, but any beliefs such as supernatural stuff. To myself, I can say, I guess for me, there's a difference between what I'm willing to say to myself and what I would tell to people, for example, questioning me on things like this on the Cordial curiosity. So let's say I don't believe in any supernatural, but if you ask me, I won't tell you that I'm 100% convinced, even though I'm personally convinced. But I know, like, to an audience, I will always say that, okay, I haven't seen enough evidence. I don't really know how to evaluate my confidence level.
Andre, there's an audience listening right now. They can hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question. Can you think of anything that you have 100% confidence in? Absolutely no doubt.
Well, I guess the Toms, maybe the Toms, I think, therefore I am. So, like, even if we're all in the Matrix, then still I'm experiencing something, I guess. I guess that's the only.
Reid's playing musical chairs with us. But besides the I think therefore I am, anything else?
The next closest thing.
How do you know that what you are experiencing is an illusion, and that in reality you really are?
Oh yeah, it can be an illusion, but I'm experiencing that. Then I'm experiencing the illusion. Then so I don't know what I'm experiencing, but I'm experiencing something. So that's like I'm experiencing something.
But I would say, I don't know why my voice went high there, that I'm 100% confident that I'm married to a woman named Kathy, that I have 2 kids, that I live in Arizona, that I have 2 legs, 2 arms.
I mean, how confident are you that her name is Kathy Bug? I mean, she may have had another name at another point. There is a small chance that she been lying to you.
Everything, But when you say 100% confident, is that equaling certainty, or is that more of an existential attitude?
No, nothing with 100% certainty, no doubt, no possible doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, that type of certainty. Yeah,
I think what I like is I like comparing things. So like Doug compares things to dropping things. I think I would like to compare it. Say, like, how much would I bet on it? Yeah. So let's say, like, I would bet close to my life, right? That I have a kid, and then that I have a wife, and things like that. That I was born.
At least one kid.
Yeah, like these things, my betting amount would be kind of pretty exponential. Everything that I have, so I think that reflects my confidence in it. But then if you ask me, the Earth is round, I would also bet lots, but probably slightly less than the fact that I have a kid. Probably a bit less. Like, if you say, like, it will still be maybe 1 million, but it's not going to be like 1 billion.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool if the Earth was flat, but with turtles all the way down. How about you, Pete? Is there anything you're 100% confident in?
I could. Yes. There's one thing for sure. I am 100% confident that there are things that I do not know.
Good answer.
I'm going to use that.
Yeah, I use that with precepts too. I'm 100% confident, or I'm certain that I'm not omniscient.
Or you're God, or
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I can say that with there's no doubt that there are things that I do not know.
Yeah, in order to be 100% certain on something, you, I think, have to be an omniscient God. That's the only way, right?
Yeah.
Does it make me omniscient to know that there are things that I do not know?
Well, at least omniscient in one specific area. I mean, you have to be some form of a supernatural being, I think, to be 100% certain. Which, if there's a Christian listening or a precept listening right now, they would hate that. Well, maybe they wouldn't. They might agree with that, but saying that this omniscient being can transfer that knowledge to your brain directly.
Yeah, what that you mentioned Christians. What I'm really amazed by, well, I mean, it doesn't have to be Christians, but anyone that's has read any holy book, and then you get any question you ask, you get a million different answers from callers that call in and say, "Oh no, this is what it actually means. No, this is what it actually means. No, I believe in Calvinism. I believe in this. I believe in this and that and that." And I always, it's to me, it's. I mean, I always think that, well, can't we then all agree that the Bible is not that obvious in terms of like how you interpret it? If even the Christians can't even agree with it, and they all read it, and so we should all agree that the message is not clear from God, even if He exists, and even if it's a Christian God, He's not very clear. But they are so confident.
Yeah.
On any and so specific, like they just take it and lots of times they go on big rambles, and that's not in the Bible. They just take it and they go, this is what God wants you to do, this is how He wants you to do this and this and this, and this is how you should interpret this, and that's not written anywhere in the Bible.
We have a quote, comment, and question from the chat. What is Pete's science background?
It's pretty long, close to 20 years of experience in the biological science, research in the biological sciences. I have a PhD in molecular genetics and microbiology, and I've done research in both the academic and currently in the biopharmaceutical sector right now.
All right, now we have a queue. Thanks, Andre, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks.
Feel free to come back later. Thanks.
Bye.
I see Chad has camera on, so we'll go with Chad. Hello,
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, I know Chad.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Nice.
He wrote a song for me once.
I wrote a song for the Flying Man.
Yeah.
Worship tune.
Do you have a question for us?
So yeah, what's that?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was wondering if the concept of language is a good analogy to morality, because when you think about morality and like whether there's objective morality or not, I think about language, which kind of evolves a little bit faster than morality, but has similar tension between like the cooperation aspect and how many rules do you have around language versus how many rules do you have around morality. Do you think it's a good analogy?
Maybe, because like in most languages you have a set vowel structure or certain letters or certain sounds that use more than others, so that could be viewed as the foundation, like you don't kill your own babies. You don't, the big moral stuff. But then every culture has a different spin on morality, what they view, what they value, and that could be like the consonants in language.
Yeah,
there could be the Y's and the Z's, and the big meaty stuff is the AEIOUs.
And then we also have biblical stories about the origin of language too. So we have the Tower of Babel. And so like a really strong literalist could say, I have objective language from the Tower of Babel that God created. And you don't have objective language. Your language evolved, from the ground up.
Yeah. Some people really believe that, actually. That
yeah. But there is no objective English. It's just what we make it. It emerges.
Yeah. What do you think, Pete? Do you think morality is objective or subjective first?
We've talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think there is a level of, in the context of evolution, based on the rules of evolution and what allows species to evolve and survive, there are rules that I think you can make the argument that an objective morality exists, which would be needed to justify or to ensure the survival of the species. I think those, it's not clearly defined what those objective rules are, but there has to be some baseline level of genetic programming in the behavioral aspect that allows individuals to cooperate in a manner that allows the species to survive. And I would assign to that, a concept of morality, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Like when people ask me that same question, I typically say I don't know. I lean towards that there is no objective morality, but it's really hard to say that throwing sulfuric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid on people's skin is a good thing to do, no matter what culture, no matter what time period in history.
For fun.
Yeah, no, not even well. Yeah, I guess you could come up with a good reason to do it.
Test. You have to do testing to sulfuric acid. Can we use this in shampoo or something?
Like I've worked with sulfuric acid.
But I would say that not everyone has to abide by the objective rules of morality. There will be outliers, serial killers, you name it, that are defective in some manner in which those rules do not register with them, but they are considered outliers and they are shunned by the populations. That's why I would say that there is some sort of, there might be some sort of ground truth to a baseline level of objective morality that allows for the survival of the species.
Nature selected for these psychopaths and kept them in the survival genome.
No, I don't think it necessarily selected for them. You can get random occurrences of them. If nature selected for them, they would have a survival advantage and they would overtake the population.
Well, let me put it this way:
you can have variation.
Natural selection didn't get rid of them. Like I think there's been psychopaths from the beginning of time till now, and they're still here, and they survived. So they have enough survivalness in the genome to, like, you've heard, is it Sapiens, the book Sapiens by Yuval, whatever his name is? I think he makes that argument that you need a certain percentage of the population to be psychopaths, because psychopaths can bring advantages to a society, like being dead inside can be an advantage emotionally.
I think it's not, if you look at it on the individual level, the trait is not fit enough to allow it to thrive in the population. Which is why you probably have low levels of those individuals in the first place. So it's really hard to say whether there's some background selection at a very low level for those types of phenotypes. But that being said, you can have random occurrences of variation that can still survive in the population because they're still taking in resources from the surrounding members of the group, and it just allows them to continue on. But their traits do not allow them to reproduce, because the behaviors are so bizarre that they usually get ostracized by the group before they can reproduce and spread their genes. So it's a tough question. I see your point where there might be some low level of selection because there may be a small advantage. Like, is there an advantage to having a single Donald Trump figure in society? So you may argue that there is. But if there is any sort of selective pressure for that, it's got to be really, 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 really small, and definitely not enough for that trait to overtake the population.
Like a lot of Christians would say, well, evolution can't be true because why do we have homosexuals? Like, and I think it's the same answer as what I just gave with psychopaths, that there's a community advantage to having homosexuals, even though evolution is all about reproduction. And
well, not all traits have to confer fitness. They just, you just have to be able to survive. So you can have all sorts of traits. The traits that provide the greatest fitness are the ones that are selected for the most. But you can have all sorts of things that are just vestigial. They don't provide any benefit or detriment to the population. So they just exist just because of random occurrence.
And Pete's not calling gays vestigial, just to be clear.
No, definitely not. That'd be an interesting name for a band or something.
The gay vestigials, yeah. I gotta copyright that, trademark that.
All right, I got to jump off. I got a work meeting. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Take care.
See ya.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, not quite as populated as Saturdays. Got some foot traffic, but
Free water.
having a hard time getting to find someone.
Well, it is
Oh, well.
hump day.
Yeah.
Monday, people are sad and they go out for walks and then they see you. And Wednesdays, it's like everybody's working. How are Fridays usually for you?
Open? Open? What do you mean?
Like, is it busy on Fridays usually?
I usually am here Wednesdays and Saturdays. I haven't tried it any of the day. I think we tried Thursdays and Sundays, or Tuesdays and Sundays.
We're doing
for a while.
Tuesdays and Fridays for a while.
Oh, Tuesdays and Fridays. Saturdays is a good day. So, I don't know. Should we change it to Fridays? Try that? Fridays and Saturdays? Probably.
I'm happy to do Friday.
Because I think Friday might be a better day.
I agree. Let me check like the Google Maps like popularity.
People tend to be happier on Fridays. Because the weekend's coming and they don't have to work and get up tomorrow morning. They're expecting a party Friday night.
Because we're here during working hours.
Wrong and right don't exist. There's only a feeling of more bad or more good after different actions. Therefore, morality as a term can be canned.
Here's today.
Okay.
Usually not busy. Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Saturday is the busiest?
Friday is
Not
virtually
much different
identical
today.
to Wednesdays,
Okay.
at least in terms of people getting on one. It's a good proxy.
And we're doing free speech. If you would like me to interview, we would love to interview. Yeah.
Should we just go somewhere else on Wednesdays? Maybe I should try Runyon Canyon again on Wednesdays. I don't know.
So yesterday you had this interview with this gentleman who was asking you questions, and you were getting some pushback from SC in the questions from the live stream viewers, right? And
What were we?
well, in your experience, what has been the biggest pushback against SE? If you were to sum it up, what's the biggest complaint?
Is atheist evangelism.
Yeah. So if someone were to say that to me, I would say, what's wrong with that?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like unpeel that onion. Let's see where that goes.
Yep. I don't mind regular evangelism itself.
Yeah.
I kind of respect those people. They're kind of serious about. They take their beliefs seriously.
Yeah.
If a train is coming and you're on the tracks, yell at me.
Yeah.
To get on.
Most people walk away from the street preachers. I walk towards them. Although I don't leave the house often.
Yeah.
I respect.
Hey, it's Travis.
Hey guys,
Hi.
how are you doing?
I'm doing 8.3 today.
Ooh, that's pretty high.
Where are you at?
Let's go with 7.1, but I feel good.
7.1. Okay, you got some work to do.
Yeah.
It's not because of the meat only diet, though. That's not the reason you're so.
No, that's why I feel good. I'm a 10 there. I just had a ribeye a couple hours ago.
I still like the meat diet. I tell you, it works and it's good. I'm getting some flack though, Travis, because of you.
Oh yeah, why?
Yeah. I'll always get one or two people almost on a weekly basis watching some of those videos, and but for the most part, I shouldn't complain. Like, they've been nice. So even the hardcore vegans will be cordial. They'll be nice.
Vegans? Oh,
Yeah.
are they actually mentioning me though?
No, they're not mentioning you by name, but they're mentioning the diet, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I had I opened up my live stream I don't know, a week ago, and I had a person question me on it, and he did it in a very smart way. He asked me, what did he ask me? He asked me, is it wrong to smack a cow in the face for fun? And then he kept the progression. Is it wrong to I don't know. It got more and more severe, and then finally is it wrong to kill an animal to eat?
Yeah, I think I saw that one.
Yeah.
You want to have this? Oh, you have it. So.
That's all you want? You don't want like a little bowl?
Hello, sir. Can you hear us? See us? The man with the long gray hair, or I should call it platinum blonde. So do you get all out of those discussions, Travis, with vegans?
Yeah, so I'm a moderator of ex-vegans on Reddit, so we get our fair share. I don't really debate that much with them because I just figure it's more of a religion and ethical choice, and thus becomes kind of a cult where like you can have clear nutritional deficiencies and whatnot, but you're like resistant against it because of the ethical side. So it's like you kind of need to use street epistemology there too, and it's challenging.
Do you know what we're talking about, Pete? Travis here is I would call you 100% carnivore, right?
Yeah.
Right, Jeremy?
Yeah, facultative carnivore. It means animals that thrive off of meat-only diets and then basically become worse when they add more plants.
So you eat zero plant products, correct?
Some black pepper. I cheat.
Spices.
I cheat every now and again, but it's like my goal is always to be carnivore. So it's like I can deal with feeling terrible for a couple days.
I want to see if I understand this. So you don't eat any plants, any vegetables, and you don't eat any meats from animals that are omnivores as well. So like you won't eat beef or chicken. Or
No. You eat those. Beef aren't omnivores; they're ruminants.
Ruminants, yeah, sure. I thought you were only eating like tiger or something. You know, animals that are other.
The carnivore diet. Yeah, that would be challenging to hunt that kind of meat. Yeah, I've been reading lots of old books on the trappers and hunters that went through Canada and Alaska like 100 and 200 years ago. Actually, right now I'm reading one from 1770. And the people just only were able to, get like hunt meat, and there were like no real plants for them to gather. and they were fine. They didn't get scurvy. They didn't get any nutritional deficiencies. They weren't even eating salt. So it's pretty interesting. So I even conducted a study helped conduct a study for Harvard Children's Hospital. It's going to probably be published this summer, but we surveyed like 2,000 carnivores and tried to see like how their health changed over time. So we'll see how those results end up being, but I think they're going to be pretty positive. And yeah, so like type 2 diabetes, chronic disease spreading rapidly. You can see the obesity everywhere, right?
What about saturated versus unsaturated fats? Do you have an opinion on that?
Well, yeah, lots of opinions. So saturated fat has been demonized as like the worst fat for 70 years or so, since the 1950s. But it was based on pretty bad epidemiology, where a guy just linked 7 countries together with like their total fat intake and their heart disease, and then was like, oh, it's like a clear line. And after that, basically the whole, like the government followed suit, and then the food companies followed suit, and they all tried to like eliminate saturated fat out of the products. Now, at the same time, in the 1950s, the American Heart Association was founded. And to start off the foundation, they were given a grant of money by Procter & Gamble, who was the largest vegetable seed oil producer at the time. And basically the AHA ran a marketing campaign to say that saturated fat was bad for everyone and that it's better to eat margarine and seed oils instead. And then over time, like the fats basically switched roles.
Well, you know, since you talked to me, I've been eating real butter. Like real, and I tell you, the taste is much better than margarine.
I mean, you can even look at flies, and they can't like eat margarine, so they're not attracted to it. It's because the polyunsaturated fats, what comprise most of seed oils, are difficult for our bodies to metabolize. We basically evolved with 1 to 2% of those fats in our diet from like animals, and now that we eat mostly plant fats, it's more like 10 to 20% in our diets. And these fats become part of the cell membranes and part of the mitochondria, and they can't burn these fats as well. So over time, like your mitochondria decay and don't work as well, and then you get like worse insulin resistance. I made a subreddit for it called R Stop Eating Seed Oils. So if you want to research more about it, you can.
Well, can we SE you on your diet?
Sure, absolutely. I've been dying.
You want to do that, or read, or you want to try it, Pete? I know you're rusty. Okay.
I'm doing tech issues with my phone.
I'm gonna get some water.
Let's establish what is the initial claim here regarding your diet.
Initial claim is you don't need carbohydrates or plants to thrive.
Okay, can we define thrive? So, and I'll just give a couple of definitions that come to mind. Is it just survival? Is it being fit? Is it being healthy? Is it just, sustaining? How do you define thrive?
Fit, healthy, not getting chronic diseases or malnutrition diseases like scurvy or beriberi. Like I wouldn't expect you to get diabetes on it or cancer, really. Cancer is like it's linked because it's a metabolic disease where your cells rely on sugar burning, glycolysis, instead of fat burning. So that's a fairly interesting part. So thriving is basically like like you're thin, you feel good, you have plenty of energy, you sleep well, and you don't have chronic diseases.
Okay, so let me just repeat some of this back just to make sure I understand. So your claim is that you do not need plant-based carbohydrates to thrive, and your definition of thrive is to maintain a satisfactory level of health that in which you are prevented from developing chronic diseases, such as diseases related to malnutrition, cancer you mentioned, diabetes, and things like that. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, I could go
analysis?
on and on. Alzheimer's,
Okay.
like skin
So,
diseases, psoriasis, etc.
Okay. So let's do the common SE question. What's your level of confidence that this claim is true, or what level of let's do the level of confidence in 0 to 100.
Let's say 85%.
85%. Okay. And what is let's start with like the very best piece of evidence that you have that brings you to that 85%.
Best piece. I think it was the Ethnology that I read. And I read a lot, but it basically was about trappers, explorers, anthropologists who are visiting remote Eskimo and like Native American tribes, and basically being forced to live on their diets, and then basically realizing that they could live off of meat alone and being pretty surprised by it. Now, there are also some very good scientific cases. I'm also a moderator of our Keto Science, so I've been researching ketogenic diets for like the last 3 years. And that means that you're eating like less than 20 grams of carbs every day. And that seems to be reversing chronic disease pretty well. And I still think there could be better science done. I'd like to see a lot more carnivore science. There's also a really good evolutionary argument made by Mickey Bendor. He's a paleoanthropologist, and he wrote this new paper recently. It came out on March 5th, 2021, called The Evolution of the Human Trophic Level in the Pleistocene. And basically it was arguing that humans became facultative carnivores 2 million years ago or so, and then like kept adapting to that kind of diet where they were hunting large fatty animals. So like 2 million years ago, there were a great deal of megafauna on the plains of Africa, and megafauna, the general rule is that the larger the animal is, the higher the percentage of fat in the flesh. So if you're only looking at like small deer and typical wildlife today, you're going to find a fairly small amount of fat in the meat. However, that's not really representative of like the animal fauna that existed during our evolution. So it's wrong to just say like we ate fairly low fat diets and needed carbohydrates and plants in order to get by. I think if you hunt a mammoth, you can, feed 20 or 30 people for months on end.
Travis, the first thing you said was you read some study about people visiting Eskimos. Is that right?
I read a book. It's called Not by Bread Alone. I have it back there.
But let's say you found out tomorrow that Eskimos, I don't know, don't live as long and do have more diseases, maybe not the same types of diseases than other people on other diets. Would that lower your confidence?
Yeah, it would. And there are science studies like that. And they're actually pretty confusing. So in the 1940s, they started, well, I think the study was in like the 70s or 80s, but it only went back to the 1940s. And it looked at people that were eating some traditional foods basically in their diet, but it wasn't 100% carnivore. So they were already dependent on flour and white sugar from traders.
Oh, I see.
And So yeah, you really need to go back to like before the 1900s in order to see like the pre-Western people, and that book was based on his adventures in 1906 through like 1918, I think. He spent 12 years out there, and
so you're saying the current studies that we have on the Inuit Eskimos is not pure because they are eating sugars and stuff now.
Right. And I posted one of my quotes yesterday, and someone said they were in a Eskimo community right now, and that they had asked around, and there was no one that lived on the traditional 100% meat diet anymore, even though it made up a good portion of their protein.
Can we pause this conversation? We have an interlocutor in real life.
Oh, right.
Can we pause it real quick?
Real life is better than
everyone
2D,
feel free
Travis.
to stick around. So yeah, just mute yourselves for now and listen in.
Go ahead. Hi there, I'm Dali.
Hi, Dali, I'm Leslie.
Hello, Leslie.
Hi. So I sit here with you?
Yes.
Okay. Where is this? Am I supposed to put this on?
If you're willing.
Oh my goodness! I was just gonna talk to you. I don't. Okay.
Well,
cool.
we're also talking to them.
Hey.
And there's a total of 28 people watching.
Okay. So, let's see. So I just put this on and talk to you though, right?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, Leslie.
Do I need to wear this?
Not for me. I've been vaccinated.
Okay.
So I feel safe.
Okay. So, for the last 2 years, I have been, am I supposed to have this here?
You're good. It's picking up very well.
So for like the last 2 years, I have been in communication with God.
Okay.
And I've been like, because I had like a really hard life, so I started to try to reach for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to get a response. And so a lot of things happened, but this one thing that's been happening is he's been revealing to me in over a period of 2 years.
Okay.
A prayer that I've been working on to set my soul free.
God has revealed to you a prayer.
Yeah, but it came in pieces and parts in 2 years. It took 2 years to keep gathering information and experiences to cut the fat off.
Okay.
And then get the meat of the prayer.
Okay.
So I finally finished the prayer 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I feel in my heart that it's ready now that I can share with other people to be set free.
By all means.
So I'm going to share it with you, and if you would like to read it.
I will be happy to read it.
You have a voice that sounds like you're like biblical to me. You know.
Okay, I will read this in Old Testament voice. May it be the holy will of God for this prayer to set you free from bondage. Holy Father God, Holy King, Father of creation, Holy Breath of life, if it be your holy will. When it says plus, should I be reading that as plus or just continue?
Just like a dot. It's
like a dot. Got it.
Yeah.
I forgive everyone through my life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage, permanently. Holy King, Father of creation, and everyone of my life, forgive me through my life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage, permanently. It's almost the same, yes?
Yeah, the ending is to keep you.
Okay,
it's like a white
verse
ring.
Verse and a chorus, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can think of it like that. But it's also like sealing you into the prayer to seal it.
Okay.
It's the sealant. Because I used to pray without that, and then I would see things come back that were problems, and I asked God, how do I get rid of it? And then he started to reveal to me those words. So that's like the period at the end of a sentence.
I see. All right. I cancel all contracts which do not bring honor and glory to you. Holy breath of life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage, permanently. This reminds me of a Jewish ritual.
I am Jewish. But I prayed one when I had questions. Did the Messiah come or he didn't come?
Okay.
And then I had a dream. Messiah came into my dream, and he was Christ.
Okay.
that we had known about. So then I was like, so you're the one who, you already came. And it was revealed to me he already came.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, I'm a Jew, but I accept you, Messiah, as my Messiah then.
Okay.
So that's how I came to be.
Is Messianic Jew a good label?
Yeah.
Okay. I cancel all attacks against my life and the seed of my lineage from my enemies, through my life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage permanently. I cancel the attacks on other people's lives which came to me, which doesn't bring honor and glory to you, Holy Father of creation, through my life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage permanently. For everything which was taken from me and the seed of my lineage, from my past, present, and future, which I earned and or brought honor and glory to you, Holy Breath of Life, but was stripped of me, or the seed of my lineage, may it be returned in good condition, permanently, through my life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage, permanently. Oh my. Holy Breath of Life, if it be your holy will. Now I'm hearing Leonard Cohen. If it be your will.
That's biblical.
I'm really into Leonard Cohen. I permanently cancel any further contact and contracts with anyone who previously held me and the lineage of my seed against our will and our spirit and or in our flesh. No matter how cruel or gentle they may become directly or indirectly towards me and the lineage of my seed from my past, present, and future, permanently. They themselves and any other individuals directly or indirectly acting out on their behalf may not approach, tempt, stalk, harass, falsely accuse, contact, spy, set me up or the lineage of my seed in any way, and may not come within 10,000 feet in any direction of my soul and the souls of the lineage of my seed, as long as me and my seed remain in existence in any place. It would be as though the soul and flesh of my seed and I never existed to them and theirs, permanently, whether directly or indirectly, effective immediately, through my life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage, permanently. There's a real theme to that.
Yeah.
Holy Breath of Life, if it be your holy will, I cancel all contracts with all spirits, souls, demons, entities, as though me and the seed of my lineage never existed to those spirits, through my life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage permanently. Either way, not my will, but your holy precious will be done, above all will, now and forever and ever, Holy King, Father of creation, Holy Breath of Life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage, permanently. The glory, the honor, the power, the praise are for you, Holy King, Father of creation, Holy Breath of Life, through my past, present, future, through the seed of my lineage, permanently. In the name of Christ, I send this to you, for he came to set the captives free. Thank you, that's very pretty.
Hug.
Hug?
A lot of souls free to watch you.
I did? How's that? Tell me about that.
Oh, you want to talk?
Yeah, tell me what you mean.
Okay. Sorry for taking it off.
No, that's fine.
Well,
a hug that's good, appropriate for that. Go ahead.
When your voice is something like that would be good as a rabbi speaking in front of a ministry. And those people who are blessed with those voices, not everyone is. But God gave that to you. So you're meant to bring the light into the darkness. You have a commanding voice that is very peaceful. So that's your blessing. Your blessing is to bring light, and you are doing that here. You're here in the park, absorbing God's place and his nature. He built all this for us. He breathed it into existence, and he breathed us into existence. And he gave everyone their own little special gift, and your gift I see it. You know, it's very, even the Bible talks about the beard, and it talks about the colors of your hair. So when hair starts to become white, it's what do they say? It's like the crown of wisdom or something like that. I have to look it up again. But it shows you it's a blessing.
Or at least the face of wisdom.
It's
because my crown is still dark.
Well, it's letting, it's like it talks about beards and it talks about white hair, and that it basically, what's to make it short, because I don't know word. That's fine. It's like letting you know that that's someone who's in a direction that they can go ahead and be. You can listen to them and hear what they have to say and the knowledge they have to share.
Okay.
It's like more, you know. So yeah, by you reading that prayer, and anyone who's listening, their subconscious, whether they are aware of it or not, is being absorbed into them, and they may agree with it in the end. And if they agree with it in the end, they also will be set free, like you have been set free for yourself. But when you read that and all the people are listening, you're causing them to be set free as well, and that's a blessing on your life. That God will give that in His own way to you for being brave and speaking.
Am I being brave?
Yeah, because some people, they have the message in their heart, but they're afraid to go and share it. But you're here ready to go. You got your equipment, you have your friend, and you guys are ready to pass information.
Yes.
This is like,
you're ready to hear your information.
You're ready to hear whatever's coming. That's so like brave. Open to messages. You know, whether good or bad, you're here still opening the voice up to other people who can't be out here today, but you're here and you're opening that door for them. And by them hearing that, they could be like at home, bedridden, and no one to come and say a good word to them, but you were able to. And that is like healing for their soul and can set them free, take all that bondage off, the invisible bondage that we only deal with inside. And so it's a blessing, you know, that you're out here, that God put you here, and it's a blessing that all these people get to hear that prayer and you spoke it. It's just, may God bless you beyond measure. And
this is my email address. There's no space. jugglinglessons@gmail.com.
Okay.
If you want me to record an uninterrupted, uncommented version of that, I'd be happy to do that and send that to you, if that's helpful.
If
my voice is helpful to you, I'm happy to let you have that, independent of what we talk about further.
Sure, I'll write mine so you know what my email would look like.
I'm very open on my emails. I don't get all that much spam, but yes, thank you. Does it matter if I believe what you said? Or
no,
it doesn't matter?
No, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not, because the Holy Spirit of God has a way of dancing inside of you and opening you up for the blessing and to reveal it to you in your timing with theirs.
How did you learn this? It was true.
What I just said?
How did you know that? How did you learn that God works in this way?
Well, through experience.
So personal experience?
Yeah, that's the only way to really get anything, like from a person like me. I'm kind of like hard-headed.
Okay.
I guess that I don't want to say it's my Jewish roots, but I'm kind of hard-headed. I don't know where I got it from, but it's in there, right? So I had to get knocked in the head by God a few times. Okay. To realize He's been trying to tell me, you know, look up, stop looking left to right, look up. And so I still kept trying to do it my way, you know? Okay. And then I was like, no, I got this. And it's like, you know, think of a cartoon, like a car driving, and like the wheel comes off, and another wheel comes off, another wheel, and then the guy's driving on the metal things, on the rims, yeah. and then there's sparks, and then the rims come off, and then before I know it,
Mythbusters once, yes.
So this is what was going on with me. And then I finally said, okay, what? I surrender. What do you want to tell me? And so this is when the journey began. And then once that began, I started to go in and out, still going kind of split head, double-minded.
Okay.
I was.
So you had doubts.
I kept like, am I really dealing with, like, I don't know. So what ends up happening, I'm in my room one night and I hear in my head, God, if you're real, show me. And I'm having an urge in my neck to speak it, but I don't want to speak it. I feel like it's silly and ridiculous. I'm not going to talk to myself. So that's my response mentally to the voice that was telling me in my own voice to speak that. So finally, on the third pressure, it was like a pressure from coming out this way to say it. So I finally said it, and when I said it, I felt like a crack in the back of my skull, like pop. And then, like, this energetic, I saw it like a blue color, like a blue energy that went down my spine.
Okay.
Where did it?
I'm not expecting this to have a visual, actual component, so it doesn't matter if you get it right.
It was like a miraculous thing.
Okay.
And all I know is I started to cry, and it was almost like there was this big giant water balloon that I didn't even know existed was over my head, and it was filled with energy. And as I was crying, this water balloon was seeping out. Like, as the water balloon seeped out, my tears it was like equally coming out.
Oh, okay. So the water balloon didn't burst. It was a reservoir, a bag that could be.
That had one pinhole.
Okay.
When I said, God, if you're real, show me. When I finally spoke it, a pinhole was, and then it seemed like this big balloon just appeared, and it had a pinhole, and it's like liquid was dropping out, but like through me and out of my eyes. And so I'm like, wow, this is like one of those things you hear about, supernatural stuff. And I'm like, what is this, you know? And then so I'm urged to get a pen and a paper and start writing. Okay. So I get a notebook.
So you're crying, you have an urge, you got
I grab
writing
a pen.
implements and you go.
I find a red pen and I find a notebook and I just start writing. It ended up going to 12 to 13 pages.
Okay.
And it was like everything of my life, like, that I needed to realize and recognize and see that I was misunderstanding. And I was like, well, this is like way heavy for me. And then I was nowhere up near someone who was spiritual, who had really nothing, just living for myself. And then that happened, and then by the time that, I guess you can call it like a balloon, by the time it had no more liquid left, my tears finally stopped. When it stopped and I felt the pressure come off, and I slept for like 4 hours straight. When I woke up, it was like life was different. I could see color, I could taste. It was like a newborn baby. And then I was like, wow, what is this? So then I told my mom, and she went and got me a Bible. She said, I think you were reborn in the spirit or something. She's like, get a Bible. Let's see. Start reading the Bible. I'm like, all right. So I start reading the Bible. I started going to church, and then I veered away from that because I was like, this is just, it's too intense for me. So I veered away from it for a few years.
Okay. Then
2 years ago, I was in my room, and I had the question that if you were to die soon, are you ready to die? And my answer was no. And then the second question that came in the same right in that same time, right in that same 10 minutes, was if you're not ready, what's it going to take to get ready? The first thought that came to my mind is to find out if the Messiah is real.
Okay.
And if he is he the one who came 2,000 years ago? Which was
is it that specific Messiah?
The specific guy, Christ. And so, because I was like, I don't know. So much people say so much stuff, but I don't know. I need to know. I don't know.
Why do you need to know?
Because of that question.
About being ready to die?
Yeah, it said if it was like in my heart, it told me you need to know if he's real or not, because if he was real and he really did come and you deny him, you're denying God. And if you deny God, those doors aren't going to be open when you get up there.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, I need them open. Where's the Messiah. Okay, God, if you could just show me, is the Messiah real? And what did he already come?
Mm-hmm.
And if he already came, can you connect me to him?
Okay.
I need to get started on what his teachings are and what to do, because if I'm gonna die soon, I need to be ready, because I thought
because of the afterlife.
Yeah.
And the afterlife depends on whether you know whether that Messiah was the correct one?
Yeah, because if it wasn't a true Messiah, if he wasn't a true Messiah and he was just a messenger, like a prophet, or
Okay.
I don't know.
Like the Muslims would say.
The Muslims say he's a prophet.
Yes.
But, I don't know what to believe. I just know that happened a long time ago. I wasn't there. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
And I guess God understood that I needed more than what I had. So
Okay. Did you get more?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about the more.
So that's when I started to get a series of dreams of Christ
Okay.
himself. The first dream I remember, I was in a room which felt like a room, but it was actually like the sky way up. And there were all these people dressed in white cloth. And he was behind them, and he was coming this way. And they were all facing me, and I was facing them, but I could not get near them.
Okay.
And they were all hugging him, and they were all affectionate and showing him love.
Mm-hmm.
And something in my heart said, I've never felt the love like that he's expressing with his spiritual children.
So you observed a kind of love that you found rare.
I never saw something like that.
Okay.
And then
in the dream.
It was in the dream. That was one of my first. That was one of my.
I want to focus on that.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
Is this dream a good reason to come to the conclusion?
No, because there was a series of dreams.
Okay. Would a series of dreams good reason to come to this conclusion?
No.
Okay.
Because the dreams and real life, they kept doing this.
I don't know what's
so
meeting?
Basically, yeah.
Being about the same thing that's going on in your real life?
Yes. It was like miracle after miracle in my mind, like boom, boom. So one example, I have a dream that I'm falling asleep here, but I'm waking up over in another place in a log cabin up on the top of a mountain. It's snowing out. I could see out the window there's snowing. When I'm falling asleep here in real life, I wake up over there into the dream, and there's a man sitting in the door, the window frame. And he's just waiting for me, like waiting. And then I wake up over there, and when I wake up over there, he says, and he's wearing glasses, and he looks like a Jewish guy. And then he's like, I've been waiting for you. I have something to show you. And I said, okay. And somehow I knew it was Christ.
Okay.
He takes me.
I'm glad he looks like a Jewish guy. That makes sense.
So he takes me into the dining area. It's a little place, very humble, nothing fancy, just a little square-shaped table.
All right.
And he says, we're going to have guests over. I'm like, okay. And he goes, you're going to set the table for the guest.
Okay.
Exactly my response.
Sure.
So he hands me the things, and we start.
How many? That's probably the important question next.
It was 4 spots.
4 total.
4, 1 here, 1 there,
okay.
1 here, 1 there. And then, so I put the 4 things down, plates and whatever they're going to, and then I remember plates. And then, so I put them down, and then he says, the food's ready. I said, okay. And he goes, should we eat now? Or should we eat when our guests arrive? And I said, well, they're not here yet. We might as well eat now. That's exactly, this is what my response was in the dream.
Okay.
And then he, when I had said that, like this axe came and chopped his head off.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was very graphic.
Okay, that's an unexpected turn of events.
I screamed and I cried, and I'm like, oh my gosh, come back, I killed you, oh my God. And then he like reformulated, and he was showing me that was a metaphor for you to understand what I'm trying to teach you. and the severity
That
of.
if you eat the food when it's ready, but the guests aren't here, somebody dies?
No, he's just was trying to show me that him as my teacher, it's like a dishonor to my teacher
Oh, okay.
to like put myself first when his message is to put yourself last. Remember, he said in the Bible, he said, those who are first on earth are last in heaven, and those who are last on earth are first in heaven.
Yes.
So that was what he was trying to teach me, because I was
I'm familiar with that from the New Testament.
Yes. So he was trying to teach that to me because I would put myself first. I had a problem with that. I wouldn't put his people first.
Why did he ask you if
Because
he was going to force the answer?
He wanted to show me the error of my way of being selfish. So I had to realize I was selfish, and my response was so selfish too.
What was it?
Oh, they're not here yet. Let's eat. That was so. I only cared about me. I didn't care about being respectful and considerate to those he was waiting. They were his special guests.
Mm-hmm.
All I cared about was myself.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to show me how important it was that I don't do that.
Okay.
So he used because he knows I'm hard-headed, and so I needed something really to get me to.
You needed a big
one. And that really scared me. I was like.
So this is all still a dream, yes?
This is a dream.
Okay.
But this ties into when I woke up, what happened the next day.
Okay, tell me about it.
It's exactly parallel. So then, the food's ready. He says that thing happens, and then I was like, okay, take it back. What do we do? And he goes, we wait. And then someone knocks on the door. It's one person. I can't see their face. I just see they have these sandals, like Jesus sandals. That's all I could see.
Okay.
And fabric, like potato sack fabric.
Okay.
I don't, it's probably some kind of material they used to use back in that time. But it's a big potato sack, but it was the garment of the person, because I saw it from the knee down. So I was like, okay. So that person comes in, they sit down. So I serve the person, but I can't see their face. The message wasn't about the person, it was about serving.
Was there something about you not being able to see their face because it was covered, or when you looked?
Oh,
or
my head couldn't.
Were you just unable to look?
Yeah, my head couldn't go like this.
Okay, so what? You were in a situation where you were just looking at their feet and.
Yeah, he let me see him, but when the guests came in, he just allowed me to see their feet and then to put the food on their plate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then someone knocks at the door, and it's two people this time.
Mm-hmm.
They come in, they sit down, and then I serve them, and then I serve him. So he told me to serve him last. He let me know.
Did he get served both times? He had 2 meals?
No, he didn't have nothing until the last person of his guests were served. Then he took a meal.
I see. So he waited to be served until all the guests had eaten.
Right.
Okay.
And then I started complaining. I couldn't believe, when I woke up, I couldn't believe the audacity of me to complain in front of Christ.
It's in your dream. It's okay.
I know, but it revealed.
Well, the audacity of him cutting his own head off to tell you that you were wrong.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was just because I was so stubborn.
Okay.
And he knew how I am. And I knew how I was too. He needed to really get my attention because he had tried hinting my whole life, but I just didn't take the hint.
Okay.
And so he finally took it there, He took it to, okay, I got it. What do you want to do? He got me there, So I was listening. He had my attention there. So I serve him, and I go, what about me? Where's my food? And then he goes, and he looks back, and I'm standing behind. He goes, you stand behind me, and you eat from my plate. And he tears.
That's odd.
Well, I was his student. I had welcomed him into my life, and so from that night, he started to come in almost every night and show me a series of teachings that were biblically based. And that, so I was serious about, if I'm going to know you, I need to know you. And so I really wanted him to be in my life.
Okay.
And so he tore a piece of the bread, and he handed it to me, and I ate it. And he gave it to me before he had a bite. Yeah, he gave it to me before he had a bite. And then he ate after that. And then I was complaining like a little crybaby. And then he's trying to show me, think bigger. I was like this all the time.
Okay.
With no perspective. And he wanted me to like zoom out to see the big picture.
Okay.
And so I did that, but it took me a while. But those type of dreams kept coming. So the next day I wake up, I'm ready going to work. I think, oh, I'm gonna buy my the girl I work with the same meal as me. She loves this kind of food too. I'm gonna get her a meal and I'll get myself a meal and we'll have a good lunch together. Because we're both security guards.
Did we just lose the feed? Okay, so I take it we just lost the feed. Well, this is my show now. I'll just hold it over a little bit, Reid. I don't want to talk in Dali's ear, though.
So then the lady, I just steered in my heart, like, she's the one. Okay, so it was like green light over her. So I said, okay, I'm going to give it to her.
Okay.
So I make a U-turn. Because she's on that side, she's on the opposite side of the street.
Sure.
So I make a U-turn. I follow her. And then I go park in the parking lot next there, and I walk over to her and I ask her, would you like something to eat? And she's like, yes. And then she let me throw this trash away. And I was like, good, what a good person. She has nothing to her name, but she's out here cleaning the earth. Like, I don't do that at the time. Now I do, because God's been working with me. Because I used to be selfish. You know, very selfish. I didn't even know I was selfish. I didn't even know it was a part of me, but it was. And when I saw her doing it, I knew I was selfish, because I never do that at the time. So she was like, yeah. And so I give her the meal, and then she needs a ride, so I call her an Uber to take. She wanted to go from Thousand Oaks, which is where I worked, to downtown LA. So I got her.
My goodness, that's a long one.
It was, but she had to go. She wanted to stay at a mission or some shelter. So I said, okay, sure, I'll get you an Uber, because I had to go to work. I couldn't drive her. So I was like, okay. So I gave her the meal, and I opened my car and told her, just take whatever you want. And then so she took whatever she wanted. And she ended up not wanting anything, and she just wanted the food. So she got the food, took the Uber, and she left. So here I am looking at my food like, oh, I'm gonna eat that food right there. Ooh, I can't wait. It's gonna be so good. This homeless man and a homeless woman come running out of Jack in the Box where I parked. They come talk to me about nothing, really. And then I'm just like, and they're looking at my food and talking to me about random stuff, and I'm just like, the dream. The first person came. The two were gonna come later.
Okay.
And then the lady's like, yeah, we usually eat on Sundays at this place, but there was during the middle of COVID, and there's like, it's closed. So I don't remember the reason, but whatever, the place they eat on that day was closed. And then I was like, I go, do you know Christ? Because I was still selfish. I was like, I don't want to give up my food. And then remember, he said, you'll eat from my plate. So that will leave me with no food and no time to get food.
Right.
So that means there's going to be something for me at work then, because he gave me from his plate. Remember, he gave me from his plate.
Okay.
So So it's going to correlate, right? Everything correlated. So I'm like, all right. Do you know who Christ is? I tell the girl, and she's like, I love Christ. And I'm like, here, share it, guys. I don't have anything else to give.
Oh.
So I give them the food. It's a big meal.
Okay.
And so they split it. And I was like, okay, God bless you. Because I was still like just getting started with Christ. I wasn't really where I needed to be. But that dream was so powerful, and it correlated with the day after, just like it was.
Okay.
And so they shared the meal. They walked off and shared their meal away from me. And then I was like, well, I have no time. I got to get to work now. So then if the dream is going to correlate to this, and if this is really about that dream, if this is really a match to that dream, then Christ has something for me somewhere. Because he said, you eat from my plate. So I get to work, and there was something for me there.
What was it?
A family had a party, and they had leftover food.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And there was a feast.
Yes.
And I was like, he had my attention from there. Then I started.
Let me see if I can peel this back for you.
it.
So you had a dream about sequencing of who gets served and plenty and eating off of Christ's plate. And the next day you had an opportunity to do that same thing, kind of. And you gave away food that you had planned, and then there was leftover food from somebody else when you needed it. And I think you say that is an unusual situation.
Yeah.
It's very unusual?
Very.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lots of zeros.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Thank you.
So that was like, that was pretty much, so for the last 2 years and a couple months, that's how my journey has been. It's been like, I dream it, and then the next day it'll be happening. And it's been doing this like marriage between dream and reality, and Christ in the middle, and it's just been amazing. And so
A few days ago, I had 3 dreams. 3 dreams that woke me up.
What?
In the first dream, my wife Kimberly almost died in a submarine accident.
Oh my gosh.
In the second dream, my utility boat sank.
Okay.
In the third dream, I dove into the water with a phone in my pocket.
Whoa. That's powerful.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why? It certainly woke me up.
Yes. I'm going to send you on your email that prayer that you read.
Sure.
Have your wife read it to set her free from bondage. God is letting you...
Is it about her?
If she was in the dream and you were in the dream and similar things...
It's okay.
And similar things are happening, then God's telling you a big message. He's letting you know that something about her life is it's not ascending, it's sinking. Sinking is bad in a dream. So if you see dreams that you're starting to ascend, you're on the right track with God. If you start to see dreams that you're sinking, and there's certain objects in your phone that you're sinking, it's something to do with your focus. Your God is your phone, and because your God is your phone, you are going to drown for it. So he tries to...
I'm pretty sure I'm not on any kind of right track with God.
Well, that's his mercy. When he gives you a dream that's so powerful like that, that's his mercy. He's trying to send you an alarm, like, son, wake up. I need your attention. I need you to notice something, because before it's too late. I'm throwing you a lifeline, son. Those dreams are your lifeline. Yeah, he wants to bless you, but he can't bless you if he doesn't have your attention. You know what I mean? So
when I was young, I used to believe in God.
Yeah.
And when I'd have dreams of this nature, I believed very much as you did. And I was very unhappy.
Yeah.
I was constantly searching for how to improve things because I thought there was a spiritual component to it.
Yeah.
I don't think so anymore.
You know, the devil is a liar. When you are anointed, you're anointed, obviously. I'm drawn to you. And I know you're not like anyone else. You know? And I don't mean drawn to you in a weird way or anything. I mean drawn to...
I'm not bothered if you are. I'm weird. That's okay.
But I'm drawn to you in like you're an anointed one. So if you're anointed, the enemy's going to do everything to convince you you're not. And he's going to do everything to convince you God's not real. And he's going to do that not overnight. No, he doesn't do it overnight. He does it because he did to me. That's why I veered away. Because I was like, oh, it's too much. Because the devil told me it was too much and I believed him. So his wedge went from being a drop, like a little tiny mustard seed, that turned into a massive tree between me and God. Until I just felt cut off. And I just started like, what? And then that dream came and, the message came about if you were to die, are you ready? And if you're
I am
not,
ready.
And so
I'm well aware that I have about a 1 in 10,000 chance of dying of natural causes every day, just from life expectancy.
yeah, like all of us, we're all like on a conveyor belt that's gonna have an expiration date. Everyone, there's no one invincible. So, well, when Christ came, he just wanted to make sure that we follow him so we can get home, so we don't go on the conveyor belt that leads downward, so we can go upward. And that's pretty much what his whole goal was. And he went through far lengths to make sure that we had that message and that we are able to find a way to follow him. And the Bible helps that. And what do they do? Oh, the waterfall. and so yeah. For me, it wasn't the Bible. It was like, well, I need to know. I need a visit. I'm too stubborn and hard-headed. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm confused and I'm lost. So I need a breakthrough. And I don't know if I was just at the point where I was ready to receive it, but it came. And it's been going on for a little over 2 years now that I've been, trying to make little changes and stuff like that, and just trying to. So I got back into I read the Bible again, and it was the coolest thing, because as I'm reading it, I could hear a male voice narrating with me in my head, and I'm like, is that Christ? Because I'm not a man, I'm a female. Like, how can I hear a man's voice when I'm reading along with these words?
Oh, I can hear a man's voice or a woman's voice or any voice I choose to hear reading out something.
That's true. That's true.
I have that choice.
And at that time, I read many things in my life, you read books and stuff.
Yeah.
And I read stories, or whatever I find, I read it. And then, but when I opened the Bible and I started reading from the red letters of the New Testament, it was like this, I had never had a drink of water, and I suddenly was drinking water. And my soul, it was not in my mouth. It was the soul had a mouth, I guess you can say, that had never had a cup of water.
Am I correct that this would be the red letter edition where the words of Jesus in the Gospels are printed in red?
Yeah. And I was just like, right here, like my mouth was like, it was like I suddenly was being, like water was like, spiritually, I saw it in my mind's eye, like water being poured over me as I started to read the red letters.
I'm detecting a theme.
Tell me.
The water pouring over you, water pouring through your tears, water.
Yeah, and I later found out that Christ's message was considered the living word of God, the living water. And I was like, wow, that's amazing, because that's how it felt.
Okay.
So it just like kept like. It's like God knows how stubborn I am, and he'll like give me the experience, and then he'll give me the scripture that matches it. And it's like, wow, because I would read scripture and go.
So synchronicities, where you think a thing and then you see a thing that fits with it, those are very compelling to you?
Yes, but it was more not just a thought. It was like a deep meditative storyline being played out, whether in dream or daydream or in a meditative state, and it was a deep storyline that had such an impact on me. And then I'd wake up going like, wow, what was that? And then I would start Googling, what does this mean? What does that mean? And it would lead me back to the Bible. and how these things, it led me in and like, wow, like amazing. So
Okay.
that's been my journey.
Thank you for that.
Well,
Let me see. Within SE, I want to consider alternatives.
yeah,
So I think the main claim is Christ was the Messiah
yeah,
about 2,000 years ago.
Right.
Not in any particular timing.
right.
And you learned that you're correct in this because of communications through dreams and then synchronicities that occurred in real life following those dreams.
Yeah.
Is that a reason to be very, very confident?
There's probably another aspect that I would have to like break down, but there's an kind of like an information, like kind of like a sensory system inside of me that registers truth and bull,
Okay.
or bull, vice versa, whatever. It's means the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So it registers.
By the way, we're allowed to say things like bullshit on our channel. That's allowed. But go ahead.
So
Truth and falsity.
you know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
So you get that feeling. Everyone has that detector, I feel, right?
Is that detector reliable?
I've tested it and it seemed to have been, but it's not always.
Okay, so it's reliable mostly and not perfectly.
Before I had really searched for Christ, I would say it was like, who knows? But then once I started searching for him, he would give me confirmation when I was not on the right track and when I was on the right track. He would confirm it in the environment. Like, for example, I'd be driving the car and I'd say, should I go this way or should I go this way? And a white bird would come out of nowhere and go to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then I go to the left and that was the road that didn't have a car accident. That one was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
that's just to give you a cheap example. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a cheap
It's
example.
not one that I can draw much from.
It's just a cheap example.
Okay.
But just to give you a perspective on something like that, like something of that, like that
I want to look
genre.
at the alternative here.
Tell me.
So imagine I've got somebody who's a lot like Leslie. She's not Leslie because you're right here. But she's a lot like Leslie, and she's coming across here, and she tells me almost exactly the same story. But her conclusion is that Muhammad was the last prophet.
What should I do?
I'm wondering if there's a way that I can tell whether she's right or you're right. If you're giving me the same reasons and you're coming to a different conclusion.
You would have to go to God, and this is how, like, because when I come to a crossroads, I just go to God, and I say, Father in heaven, if it be your will, reveal to me what your truth is, not what the people say. And the way that you know I'll understand you. And when I do that, that's when I start getting, he'll show me like black and white.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm on the wrong track, there'll be black cars in front of me.
Actually, black cars.
They're black cars. And
versus
then,
white cars.
Yeah, and when I'm on the right track with him, like continuously,
Mhm.
or even from moment to moment, it's even from moment to moment, I'll see like a flood of white cars around me. And I'm like, okay, so you're telling me this is the way to go, this is what to do, or this, I need to repent for this, and then I repent, and then everything starts, all the cars are white. I'll see people walking with white clothes on,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, but a minute before I was being mean,
Mhm.
selfish, greedy, not letting someone get in the lane, and all the cars will be black, and I'll see people wearing black clothes. And then I'll say, oh, I'm sorry, Father, forgive me for being selfish, not letting that person in. And then after I repent, I'll start seeing like a flood of white cars, white birds flying
Mhm.
over, somebody wearing white clothes. And that's really how I see it, how I understand that's okay. That means nothing, because
Okay.
remember that God lets the sun shine on
Mhm.
the good and the bad.
Yes. Okay.
So that, And also, he doesn't have me go up to healthy people who are already right with him. He has me go up to those ones that their soul are, for whatever reason, he chose them to be worthy to receive him. And so he'll send me to them, and they're usually wearing a black shirt. And I'm there to bring the light, because for whatever reason, he felt that you were worthy and someone he wants in his...
What happens if I switch to a gray shirt? No, I'm not kidding.
It won't
I'm joking.
matter.
I don't think that matters.
It won't matter. What I've come to notice that the messages are different and for different things. Like, so when I sin and I'm all by myself and I'm out in public, it just basically he shows me through the coloring system where I stand with him. And sometimes when I teach people, if I get into a mode, and it's not really me teaching, I feel like there's like a higher power speaking through me at times, that a message will come through, and like that person, whoever it may be, needed to hear.
We give these away as an obvious bribe to have you come back for more conversations.
Oh. Let me put your name on here.
Okay, my name is Dali, D-A-L-I.
D-A-L-I. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for that.
And what's your friend's name? You're welcome.
This is Reid. Reid
Hi,
Nice
Reid.
Wonder. I'm Dali Sadna.
R-E-E-D?
R-E-I-D.
R-E-I-D.
And his card's right here if you want to grab.
Okay. All right. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Nice Wonder? That's your last name?
Yeah. He has a very cool last name.
Wow. It's like you're blessed by default.
I bet.
That's amazing. So how do you feel?
I feel normal.
That's good. So, I'll email you that prayer, and
Yes, thank you.
If your wife could benefit from it, why not you both go home up?
I'll show it to her, and we'll comment back.
Yeah, you can. If it helps you, it helps you. You know. If it sets you both free, and you start to have dreams that you're ascending together, hey, then God's purpose to save you guys came through.
I'll be happy to record it and send it back if that's of use to you.
I am so open to whatever you want to share.
Okay. Thank you much.
Yeah, those are zeros. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll look for zeros. I'm not gonna show everybody else. I don't want to dox you.
That doesn't matter to me. If it'll help someone, it'll help them.
Okay. Thank you, Leslie.
Let's get a hug.
Yes.
Dali, you're gonna be okay.
Oh, I'm sure. And I have a pretty good chance of dying in the next 10,000 days.
So do I.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yes.
God's will be done for you through and through.
Thank you, thank you.
Doug's doing it? I don't think
Wow.
Okay.
Let me grab my iPad.
Yeah, I need feedback on that one because that was that. I'm going to score rapport as very high.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's a passing grade. Now, feedback.
I mean, sure. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm good here. Is this still working?
Yeah. I was largely incapable of getting onto my script.
Your script, your SE questioning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really more like a very loose flow chart.
That was
It's not a very tight script.
That was just a very long rapport building phase.
It was. It was. This might be a multi-week rapport building phase.
Yeah, potentially.
Potentially. And I am clear, I am honest, and I'm happy to make recordings for her for whatever purpose.
Sure.
So.
I was dealing with tech issues for a lot of that, but you eventually got on to asking about the reasons, and she said something about a dream, and then, then that's as far as I remember.
Yeah, we only dug a little bit on epistemology, and the answer was yes and more details. And yes and more details. And yes, this is enough and more details. And outsider test went...
Yeah, ideally, if you can't, if it's not going to sacrifice rapport, don't go into details about dreams. Just stick to it abstractly as dreams being the reason, and then try to question the quality of that reason, which you eventually did. But it's also about building rapport, just listening to people out, hearing people out.
Yeah.
Nathan's here as well. What's up, Nathan?
Hey, Nathan.
Hey, yeah, I was listening in on that. I think I'm getting better and better at the banners. And
I'll
so it's weird critiquing this one, because I'm just now discovering that you have a long-term rapport in mind with this IL. Is that how you're thinking about that conversation? Are they likely to come back to the park? Is that kind of what you were thinking?
We did exchange email addresses. We are intending to communicate via email. So whether or not we meet here at the park or not, there's strong opportunity for future conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fallback position. It wasn't my goal at the beginning.
Okay. Like, if I were to look at that conversation through that lens, through like this long-term rapport, then I think that would be a great interview, because you're going to have awesome rapport long-term. The thing that stood out to me was I was like waiting to click the SE banners, you know? And it's interesting doing that, because it's like every time I can click one, I think of that as like 2 points, you know?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And if it's like a really, like a rare one on that list, it's like a 3-pointer. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you did the quality reasons thing.
Yeah, and the further you go down, the more points maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. However, how long do you think that interview was?
How long do I think? I think we talked for 30 minutes.
Okay.
I'm guessing.
And how many banners do you think I clicked?
5.
Probably.
I didn't see. I was only able to count off about 5 things that I wanted to ask that I managed to ask. And as far as, and that's only ask, because get answers to 2, 3 maybe.
Yeah, I think you started talking at 1:51. It's 2:45 now.
Oh my.
Right. So that one
50 minutes.
From over
Holy
here,
crap.
like the man behind the curtain, I was like, boy, is this going? This is going. I'm hearing a story, you know, like
that's
long. Great if she's coming back. Though,
yeah,
my confidence is low that she really critically thought about her dreams or these visions, or
I agree
how she could test for it. And there was a couple of times when questions about testing would have been good. But overall, I mean, the bar for failure is they'll never want to talk to you again, and there's no way she got anywhere near that. So passing grades there. And overall,
passing grade went really long.
I had fun.
Okay.
She
potentially an investment.
Hugged at the beginning, hugged or mid, and hugged at the end. I think that's a clear sign of good rapport.
Yeah. Talks with hugs.
I get at least 2 points per hug. I'm claiming it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that before. Anyone hugging anyone.
Oh, you're about to see a bunch from the festival I went to. People hug after an hour-long talk, even if you push them to their limits. Like,
wow.
And that's because festivals are a different thing, because you're camped right next to them.
Sure.
You know? So hopefully you see this person again. I think that would make for a really interesting second talk. Rapport is really, really, really important, and I think that you probably the most important part, maybe, of SE is like the relationship, and you aced that. So there you go.
Yay. Okay, good.
Any feedback, Travis?
Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Any feedback, Travis?
No feedback from Travis.
Okay.
Is he even there?
I bet I frustrated Doug so bad.
I'm sad that Doug's not here anymore.
Yeah, I assume Doug.
I wanted to chat with Doug.
I totally
I
get
got
it.
right when. Yeah, right when there was a long story. The part in the conversation in which there was several parts that stood out as like wonderful opportunities for questions. One was mentioning you pointed to your black shirt.
Yes.
Remember that? And the significance of seeing the black shirt. Now maybe I wasn't listening enough because I was kind of distracted by the banners.
Okay.
Though I remember thinking like when she said, "Oh, that doesn't mean anything," when you pointed to your black shirt.
Yes. Yes.
I wanted to know why. Why isn't it meaningful?
Because I was standing there. She was wearing all white. I was wearing black. She was saying that messages were coming to her by being able to observe a preponderance of people dressed in white versus black. That whole time I was thinking about an example I saw. It was this picture taken across a toll booth where 5 lanes of traffic goes to 13 lanes or something. So there's a huge chunk of cars. And if you look at the picture, it looks as if there are a lot of black cars on one end and a lot of white cars on the other end. But the difference is there was blacktop asphalt on one side and concrete on the other. So the ground was whitish and if you took away the blacktop, the cars were of equal color. But the backgrounds made the cars look exceptionally white on one part and exceptionally black on the other. And we're talking about a picture that contains 200 or 300 cars lined up to go through a toll booth. And in this case, it was just an example where our bias for picking out the white and the black can be biased by the context. And that the cars themselves were not biased once you actually count
And that
them.
leads to the next opportunity for really good questions. Like, at that moment, my question would have been talking about other people who recognize things in that same way who are not correct. Or if she thinks that happens, like and maybe this is too hard of a outsider test to do right away. Though, like, I would have asked questions about other people who commit confirmation bias. And what
the confirmation bias was. The confirmation bias was like I don't even know how to ask her this. It's just like, oh, do you think this is confirmation bias? And I go, oh my goodness, dreams.
Right. Well,
yeah.
When
dreams
when
and priming to give
what
people
was her,
food.
What was her example again?
The dream was a table with 4, and she served it up. And in the first case, he asked, "So, food's ready to eat. Do you want to eat now or wait?" And she said, "I want to eat now," and that was wrong. And it went horror show. And then it reset, and she recognized, okay, so let them eat first, and then not even serve herself a plate because she's going to share Christ's food, which was, I honestly reacted a little weird to that because I react weird to that because that's the kind of thing I was taught when young, which really took advantage of people.
Yeah, I wanted to give you that conversation with your background. So,
man,
just based on it.
I've seen so much, I don't know, teachings about selfishness, which I think are harmful. I think selfish is a good thing. I want to reclaim selfish. I want to reclaim putting the mask upon yourself in an airplane before you put it on your kid, so you don't pass out and you both die. You have to take care of self before you can take care of anybody else. And if you want to call that selfish, then selfish is good. Anyway, that's my preaching.
Okay.
anyway, I have a sensitivity to selfishness preaching being putting people in a place where they can't even take care of themselves, where they would not eat. I think
Hello.
she should have
Anybody have time for an
retained
interview?
the second meal for herself and given them cash for food if need be, because they had time to get food. But you know, that's I don't want to argue.
Any
with her point.
opinions on any of those? Any opinions on any of that?
I'm going to stand up. Yeah.
Let me clear this spot.
Great work, Dali. Keep it up.
We are live streaming to YouTube and Twitch, and we would love to hear your opinions on things.
Let me get this out of your way.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Yeah.
Cool. My name is Reid. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. My name is Sophia.
Sophia.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let me get some these notes down here. So, Sophia, cool. Do you come to the park often?
I don't. I'm from LA, so I've been here for 22, 23 years, ever since I was born here. But I don't really come in this area, actually.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you've been here for over 20, 23. You're born here.
Yeah, I was born here.
Okay.
I was born, like LA native. And I live like closer to Boyle Heights, like southeast, mostly where like the Latino community is at. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, there's a large Latino community here too as well, but I don't really spend a lot of time here at the park.
Okay. Well, how's it been going so far? Have you done a swan boat ride and everything?
I just came off of it. Yeah, it was my first time ever getting on one of those swans. I think they're really interesting to look at. I think they're really funny, like just swans, like you're floating on them.
Yeah.
Are you inside of the swan, like inside of the?
Maybe on
like,
the swan's back or
or
something.
are the swan? It's the swan's back, right?
I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Want to wear headphones? It's easier to hear people.
Oh, okay. Wait, what do you mean it's easier to like? What am I?
It's easier to hear ourselves.
Oh, okay. That's what
Yeah.
I'm scared of. My voice is gonna sound so
And you
weird.
might want to close up the tightness there. There we go.
Mhm.
So cool. Do you know that guy?
I don't. know.
Okay, never mind. So anyway, the swan boats was fun. Did you like get near the water, or did you get wet or anything?
Yeah, I was trying to get closer to the waterfall over there, but my aunt was like freaking out about it. But we did get sprinkled, and we saw.
Okay, did
Yeah.
you ride as well?
Yeah, she did. I took my little cousin in there as well too.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah, you gotta watch out for the water.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'm curious about this podcast.
Yeah, I'll try to explain what I'm doing. I'm trying to practice this way of having conversations called street epistemology, right there. It's a Socratic method style of conversation where someone comes up and makes a claim, and I talk with them, ask them mainly Socratic style questions where we get clarity on what they're talking about, what they believe, why they believe it, get clarity on that, and potentially then challenge those reasons with questions.
Oh, geez, super like philosophical.
Yeah. So
Oh.
if you're interested in that.
I am, but I'm really bad with philosophy. I took like an intro to philosophy class and I ended up getting a D. But I liked it because it sort of gave me a structure of how to analyze essays and arguments. So like now if I see any like fallacies or something, I don't really take someone for serious anymore. So
If you now you know about some fallacies, so you can recognize those.
yeah, like I don't remember exactly what they're called like verbatim, but there's like cherry picking information, right, or something, and then
yeah,
and then there's like straw man. Yeah, I don't remember like all of them verbatim. I wish I did, but yeah, I mean, it was fun to take the class, and then we got to do this one assignment where we watched Rush Limbaugh arguments.
Oh well.
And we deconstructed them, so that was really fun.
Deconstructed some Rush Limbaugh in your class.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so now whenever I watch politics, or like anything, any opinions, or like if I read op-eds or something, I have that in the back of my mind. I will say I'm very grateful for that aspect of my education, because now it kind of makes me more of like a headstrong and opinionated person. I don't know. I'm pretty passionate about it.
Nice. All right, so there are some topics on the board over there. Any opinions on that, or anything else you want to chat about?
If something, supernatural, I guess this is a question that I've been debating these last couple of months, given due to the pandemic, and it's been such a hard time for a lot of people. A lot of people have passed away, and it's really questioned my own, I guess, morality, my own mortality, and my perspective on religion as well.
Wow, yeah. These last year has been pretty hard for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you've known some people who personally that you've done. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I had my godmother. I'm Catholic, so I was confirmed into the Catholic Church. I will say I'm more culturally Catholic instead of like spiritual. Now I just mostly participate in the culture of it, but I don't really like take it. I don't want to say I don't believe in God, but I don't really fully believe in all the aspects of that religion.
Yeah, so for these types of questions, we like to get people's confidence about something with these little confidence scales. So if all the way to the right is absolutely yes, the Catholic God exists, or not sure, or absolutely no, where's your current confidence about that claim?
In my opinion, the Catholic God, I believe that there is something out there. I believe that there is a God, but I don't agree with the Catholic God existing.
Give me both of those. Do the Catholic God first, and then a God.
So this is
confident, true, not sure, and not confident, not true to the left.
Oh man. Okay, if I can be honest about my opinion.
Yeah, try to be as honest as possible.
In my opinion, there is no canonical proof that a God exists. There is no proof, like physical proof, but I respect people who do believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in spirituality. So like if people believe in astrology and all that stuff, I'm like, great, power to you. I think it's more valid to believe in astrology, even in psychics, even in like chakra balancing or whatever, all of that spiritual stuff. Like, I think it's more valid to believe in that than the Catholic God, because there's just so much proof that the Catholic God doesn't exist. And I actually took a class about this. I took a class about reconstructing the Bible, and it just made me like really analyze what the Bible stood for. So I don't believe in the Catholic God, but I do believe that there is a God.
Okay, so where's your confidence for the Catholic God?
I will say there is no God. There is no Catholic God.
Where?
So
about all the way to the left?
Yeah.
All right. And for a God in general?
A God in general? I want to say I want to give power to the people that delude themselves into believing that there is a God.
Oh, whoa. You want to give power to the people who delude themselves that do believe in a God? So you're confident right along with them to like give them solidarity or something?
Yeah, I'm totally for it. I don't disrespect people who believe that there's something out there, but I don't agree with organized religion and the traditions.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Well,
does that make sense?
So are you actually that confident that a God exists and is real and true? Or you just want to be on the outside saying it's the case so people aren't offended or like caught off by you?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I like totally did not explain myself in the right way. I guess there is no proof that God exists, but like I said, I totally respect people who believe in it, and I believe in it myself, but I don't have proof that it exists.
Do you need to believe the things that people believe in order to respect them? Respect them as people? Do you need to believe those things that people believe in order to respect them as people?
Do I need to believe in them?
Believe the things they believe.
Yeah.
Like a God exists in order to respect people?
No, I don't think so. No, because I disagree with a lot of people that are religious and that believe in their type of God, and I just don't. I don't know.
So where's your actual confidence that a God exists? Any God?
Any God? Then I would say there's no God.
Okay. And you can check out my confidence too about that at any time if you want.
What is yours?
You can look at it.
Where
Right
did you?
there.
Oh, okay.
So that's for any god right now for me, but I could be wrong. Looks like we're in a similar place. Are we wrong about this, though? Want to talk about the truth of this claim?
Sure. I mean, sure, but I don't have any proof of this claim. So
You don't have any proof of this claim.
I don't have
What do you mean by proof?
I can't prove that there is a God.
You can't prove that there is a God?
I can't. No. Fun fact. Well, I grew up Catholic. I'm Mexican American, so it's kind of ingrained in the culture. A lot of Mexican culture is influenced by Catholicism and Christianity in general. Obviously, that's due to Spain colonizing Mexico, so that's their influence.
Yeah, the indigenous people here, people in Mexico, did not have Christianity until Spain colonized.
Yeah, exactly. And
should you believe... Sorry, keep going.
No, exactly. And I always bring this subject up with my family because there are some indigenous communities in Mexico still that practice like a mix of Catholicism with the indigenous practices that they do. A lot of it actually involves like the concept of hallucinogenic mushrooms and sort of those rituals. So I'm really interested in that. And I think it's crazy how it's influenced so much of pop culture because John Lennon and Yoko Ono went to Mexico, to Oaxaca to participate in those rituals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have this discussion a lot with my family, and I always wonder, like, if it wasn't for Spain's colonization, would we be practicing the indigenous religions that they had? But that's not even a question at this point because it's like I'm already a byproduct of colonization. Like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, we're influenced by the ideas in the past. They just carry on through culture, generation to generation. Some things are true and real, and some are not. And it's good to just talk about these things.
Yeah.
What should we believe? How confident should we be about things? Yeah, go ahead.
I went to Catholic school my whole life, pretty much like my primary years of school. So from kindergarten to 12th grade, I went to Catholic school. I went to an all-girl Catholic school in high school, and my sophomore year, I remember they made us, every year they make you take a religion class. It's mandatory for pretty much all the Catholic high schools in Southern California or California. It's mandatory due to the...
mandatory from whom?
From the Archdiocese here in Los Angeles.
Oh, the Catholic Church mandates certain curricula?
Yeah, so in my high school, we had 6 classes, and one of the classes was religion, so we had to take religion every single year. And when I think about like the process of applying to colleges and universities at that time, I thought it was so embarrassing that I had to fill out like, oh, I took 5 legitimate academic courses, and then like 1 was religion. And
you were embarrassed about your religion class?
Yeah, I was, because it doesn't transfer over as credits. It's not a valid class. Like biology.
For secular universities,
yeah. Like biology, or you can't compare like religion to those actual, what is it, like A through G? No, I don't even remember what the system is called. But like you had to take certain credits of like, you have to go up to algebra 2 for math, you have to take like up to chemistry or something, like those subjects. Core curriculum, yeah.
Core curriculum.
Yeah, religion is not a core curriculum subject, although there was one religion class that did count for it, and it was a world religion class, and I feel like I was cheated out of that class so much because our teacher was extremely outdated and super racist.
Yeah, and a world religions class in a Catholic high school, was it biased in any way towards...
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, no, like I felt like so disrespectful learning about Judaism and Islam.
Yeah.
I had like this southern old teacher teaching us about this, and yeah, I have a funny story about that. I have so many things to talk about religion, I guess. I'm gonna backtrack to like the first comment that I was saying.
Sure.
My sophomore year of high school, we had to take a religion class, and there was a part of that class we had to learn about Saint Thomas of Aquinas's 5 proofs. I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
He's a saint, and he came up with 5 proofs that God exists.
These are some of the things that don't give you confidence
Yeah.
that a God exists. Okay.
Yes, exactly. And in theory, I love his arguments, but there's so many fallacies to them now that I see as an adult. When I was 15 years old taking this class, I was like, wow, yes, there is a God. And one of the proofs that...
Where were you in high school? Okay, you were there in high school, now you're on the other side?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
you can move that.
they taught us about the 5 proofs, and then they taught us, one of the proofs was like, God exists because people are just naturally meant to be good. Like, we're just good doers. That's proof that God exists.
People are good?
Yeah.
Therefore God exists?
Yeah. That was one of the proofs.
Okay.
I'm not saying it for verbatim, but that was like the general idea. And then another proof was like, what was it? There's a prime mover. Like, something started everything, so that's God. And I remember the one thing that made me really upset about that class is that they asked us in a test what came first, the chicken or the egg, and the answer was supposed to be nothing. Like, nothing came first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it made me so mad because
what class asked you that question?
It was the same religion class. It was within the context of the St. Thomas of Aquinas 5 proofs. They asked us that. They tested us on the 5 proofs, and then that was one of the questions on a test for it. Mm-hmm. And I was really upset with that answer because, okay, you're only given 2 options to answer that question. What came first, the chicken or the egg? How can nothing... That's a response, but that's not a direct answer to the question, correct?
I mean, we can find chickens and eggs, and they're real. And they are analogizing this to a God existing?
Yeah.
So what were they comparing existing? Like, nature versus God? Which came first, nature or God? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, it was going along with the, God is the prime mover. The reason that everything started was because of God, because he's the one that's the prime mover. So that's why the chicken and the egg question is irrelevant. That's why, like, when people ask, I guess...
It's a disanalogous thing.
Yeah. A lot of people ask that in regarding to God, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And then the 5 proofs was supposed to completely destroy that question. But in my opinion, I thought it was a bullshit answer because it's not even really an answer. It's a response to the question, but, like, you're only given 2 options, chicken or an egg.
What is the best reason, even though it may fail, for God?
What do you mean? What is the best reason?
Like, these are some reasons potentially to believe in a God. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else besides these 5 arguments from Aquinas? Is there any other evidence? Any other reasons people would give? What would reasons people give for believing in a God besides this?
I would say another...
Unless these are the best things.
I would say another reason would be the proof given by the Vatican of miracles, because in order to be canonized as a saint, you have to have done a miracle or experienced a miracle of sorts. And then there's also the apparitions, and I know my family is really taken away by apparitions,
like ghosts and stuff.
Yes, and then also they are really influenced in the Virgin de Guadalupe, her appearance and stuff like that.
This is another miracle.
Yeah, this is another miracle. I don't know if you're aware of it. It's the appearance. Holy shit! Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this apparition is kind of racist to a certain degree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It basically. Yeah, because it's propaganda. Now that I'm, like, thinking about it, I learned about it in an art class as well, and I'm like, this is propaganda. Basically, the apparition is that the Virgen de Guadalupe showed up to this indigenous man in Mexico, around, I want to say Mexico City, somewhere in that area. Mexico City is now westernized, and it looks like a mixture of New York, Paris, and, like, Italy. It's super European, like, but before there were, like, swamp lakes, and that's where, like, a lot of the Aztecs and Mayans were at.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't clarify whether it was the Aztecs or Mayans, but it was known as Tenochtitlan, so it had indigenous sort of origin. And then the virgin appeared to this indigenous man and said, like, please build a chapel here. So that's where the chapel is built. It's a huge chapel, and a lot of people go and visit. It's a tourist site, and every time I go to Mexico City, my family goes to visit it.
So the Catholic Church claims the Virgin Mary appeared to an indigenous tribe member around Mexico City?
Yes, the indigenous member was named Juan Diego, and the proof of that is that she appeared on a cloak, because he went to a priest. I'm sorry, let me backtrack. The Virgin appeared to Juan Diego, and the Virgin said, please build a chapel here. And then Juan Diego went to the priest or bishop or whatever, some member of the clergy, and said, we need to build a chapel here. The Virgin just appeared to me. And the priest said, I don't believe in that. That's a load of bullshit. So then the next day, Juan Diego goes, and the Virgin says, please be insistent upon building this chapel here. And then Juan Diego's like, but no one believes that you're here. And she's like, please, just make them believe. So he goes, and then the priest is like, no, that's still a load of bullshit. And so then she appears to him a third time, and she's like, okay, I'll make a miracle happen. Get your cloak, get some roses, put some roses in them, and then you'll show the priest the roses. So he goes with his cloak full of roses, shows the priest, and he unveils his cloak, and then the image of the Virgin is printed on the cloak. And that's supposedly the first image of her ever. She's sort of like indigenous looking in that sense. Her skin is a little bit more brown. It's this image, and the cloak is hanging there in the chapel. It's gotten full recognition from the Vatican. Like, you have to go through some sort of process of the Vatican verifying that this apparition did happen. And so it's hanging there in the middle of the chapel, and people come and visit it from all over the world.
Yeah, this is an example of a miracle that the Catholic Church claims has happened. And miracles, people say, are good reasons to believe in a God. Do you believe this miracle happened?
Do I believe in it?
Yeah.
Not anymore. I would like to, but I don't, because...
You'd like to?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, I would like to believe that there is something out there. There is a God. And sometimes I do believe, like, good things do happen, and it's because the world is looking out, or something is looking out for us. But I can't really go back and say that it is a Christian or Catholic or whatever type of God. So, like I said, in theory, I would like to believe in that theory of, like, there is a God, because people are good doers. I genuinely do believe people are good doers. The chance of someone being extremely evil, it's like a 1% chance, in my opinion. I really think some people try to benefit other people, but sometimes they don't know how to do that, or,
How does people being good or bad relate to a God existing?
That's a fair question that I don't have a correct response, but like I said, there's a huge fallacy with that theory, but
Is the argument God created humans to be good, therefore God exists?
Yeah, I think that, no, I don't know.
Or what is that? What is that about?
The argument? I don't think that fully encompasses the argument, but I think it's just saying, like, people are just naturally meant to be, the world is naturally meant to be good, and God created a good world, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I think that's what...
I hear morality exists, God is the source of morality, therefore God exists.
Yeah, like I said, it's a nice theory, but I don't necessarily agree with it. It's been debunked by so many scholars, so
What's been debunked?
That the St. Thomas of Aquinas theory.
The specific miracle story.
Yeah, and miracle stories as well. Well, I can't say miracle stories have been debunked, but I have, like, tried to research them, and I've read somewhere that, like, Juan Diego really wasn't a real person. And then I took an art history class talking about the image of the Virgen de Guadalupe, because she appears here in Los Angeles a lot in different murals. And in my art history class, it was kind of promoted in a way saying, like, her image is almost propaganda to convert indigenous people to becoming Catholics.
So what would be a good reason to believe in a God?
What would be a good reason?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
We're running out of money.
A good reason. I don't think I have a specific reason to say, like, with the full argument to support it, but in my opinion, I would say a good reason to believe in God. I don't necessarily agree with morality or more. Yeah, I don't really agree with that argument. I mean, it works for certain people, but it doesn't work for me. I think.
How about miracles? If you personally experienced a miracle, would that do it? Would that be a good reason?
I would say just having faith and having faith that things aren't completely bad.
Having faith that things aren't completely bad?
Yeah, having faith that there's more to life than just badness or hard times. I would say it's a good reason to believe in God. I feel like a lot of people use God as sort of like a rehabilitation point, and I've seen that a lot with the pandemic. I had a friend who became sober, and then she became a completely Christian fanatic. She was spiritual before. But she was more like the New Age spiritualism, sort of the law of attraction. She was into like tarot and astrology.
Yeah.
And now she's like fully conservative Christian, and she did it to get sober, and I'm proud of her for being sober. But I also think her using God, the way that she portrays her Christianity, it's sort of like, okay, it got you sober, but now you actually have to put the effort into being sober. You can't just say like, God saved me.
She attributed her changed life from being an alcoholic to sober to God existing?
Yeah.
If you saw more of that happening, would that be a good reason to change your confidence about it?
No, I don't. I don't, because
what would cause you to be different in confidence? What would be a good reason or something you could learn or find out or see or experience?
What would change my mind to really believe that there is a God?
Maybe not all the way, but just slightly change your confidence about it.
I think about this all the time. Like the world would have to end and then God appears or something. I hate to sound like really rude, but I've been in college for like 4 or 5 years. I've sort of taken classes that debunk the myth of God. So I just have like too much education to like really believe in a full organized religion, Christian religion.
Based on the reasons and evidence that have currently been out there.
Yeah.
Anything new that could happen? You said like an apocalypse and like God would come down, that type of situation?
Yeah.
What's the minimum thing that would cause you to change your confidence? Maybe not something extreme like that. What's the most plausible thing that could happen?
The most plausible thing? I think all my reasonings are extreme. I will say, me and my grandparents are still alive, thank God. I would say they're pretty relatively young for being grandparents. They're like in their 70s. I always tell them if they were to ever pass away to contact me in a dream or something.
Okay.
And to give me like a keyword and say like there is an afterlife. So we already wrote down our messages of like what our keywords are.
Really?
Yes.
You gave your grandparents a message to relay back to you?
Yeah.
Wow. How would that go? How would that happen?
I said that they would have to appear to me in a dream and they would have to say like verbatim like this keyword and this statement and say like there is an afterlife. They have to come to me in a dream afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, so if they die and then you have a dream later that they have a keyword, do you know this keyword yet?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You already know the keyword? Couldn't you just dream that happened and dream the keyword?
I know. I think about that too. Because I know.
If they put a keyword in a safe that you've never seen, and then you have a dream, and they say, okay, now that you've had the dream, go to the safe and check the word that they were saying, and you wrote it down before you saw it, that would be interesting.
That's true. Yeah, I should do that.
Or like a 10-digit number, random number.
That is true.
Or a word. Well, ideally something specific that would be not, that's not easily guessed by chance. Or what is the best way to test this with your grandparents?
Well, I mean, that is true. You're right. I should think of a different system. And I have thought about that because I'm like, I know subconsciously sometimes I make myself dream things. I'm not a lucid dreamer or whatever, but I know sometimes, like, if I think too much about something, it'll appear in my dream. I have had dreams where, like, my great grandparent, I'm gonna have to get going soon.
Gotta go. Okay, we can wrap up. Feel free to take a card and one of these little puzzle pieces. If you see me again, you can come back and get another piece. Thank you, Sophia.
Okay. Oh, I have one more funny story. Hold on.
Okay.
So in my world religions class, we were learning about this Christian Science. Is it called Christian Science? Something like that.
That's a thing.
Yeah. And they don't believe in medicine.
Blood transfusions.
Yeah, they don't believe in that. And I think they even tackled the subject on Family Guy. I saw that episode. And I got it confused with Scientology because I heard about that in Scientology. I heard something that, like, Katie Holmes couldn't get an epidural because she was married to Tom Cruise at the time. Yeah, when she was pregnant. And so I brought it up to my teacher, who I said was this very racist old white Southern lady, and I brought it up because we were talking about Christianity. I don't even know what it's called, Christian Science or whatever. Yeah. And she brought up the fact that they don't use medicine, and I was like, oh, like Scientology. And everyone stared at me in the class, and I was like, what? Like, isn't Scientology technically Christianity? There's like a cross on the building, like the blue building. Where is it? I don't know. Is it on?
I'm not sure there's a lot of crossover with Christianity and Scientology.
The blue building, is it on Sunset? I'm not sure, but the huge blue building of Scientology has a huge cross on it, and I was like, and I read somewhere also that you can be a Christian and a Scientologist at the same time, something like that. So I assumed it had like some correlation, and she gave me this dirty look, and she's like, don't ever talk about Scientology. That man, L. Ron Hubbard, is a quack. Yeah, and I got in trouble for mentioning Scientology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Well, thanks, Sophia. Don't want to keep you too long. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wow.
That was fun.
That was nice.
Scientology.
Good. I wasn't able to follow along. I couldn't hear, and I didn't want to disrupt.
You couldn't hear?
Well, I didn't want to.
What about
sounds?
Oh, yeah.
No,
you could have taken this.
I could have taken that, or I could have plugged a headset into this. There was ways I could get around it, but I figured I would just watch it later.
Yeah. Okay.
I do hear that people are saying awesome and amazing, and this should go on your YouTube.
Okay. Cool. I mean, yeah, we were talking about religion and a god, a Catholic god. She's culturally Catholic, also Mexican American heritage culturally.
That might be Winnie.
Winnie. Wow. We can hang on 1 second, Winnie, if you can hear us.
Oh, Winnie's on.
So, yeah, it was a good chat. We originally talked about, she was originally very confident that a god existed because she wanted to just respect people's beliefs. And I asked her, is it possible to respect people without respecting their beliefs? Or do you have to be confident in their beliefs in order to respect them? That was interesting. So stuff like that. Anyway, hi, Winnie. Let me add you into the stream. Hello, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, Winnie. Yes.
Oh, okay. Give me one moment.
Yes.
The Winnie saga continues.
Yeah.
I actually got some clients off your show, surprisingly.
Excellent.
What?
Excellent.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well,
we got reviewed by Fakery.
Okay. Is that it? Really?
I don't know.
How did that happen?
Wait,
But
was there a
maybe you
video
saw-
review, you mean?
No, actually, there was another live streamer who was looking at our stuff named Fakery, who reviewed and then is actually on the SC Discord right now.
Okay. Is it a video
What's up,
review?
Winnie?
Like, can I watch it? Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you
It's
mean
very
your
Dali-
review that you...
Dali sent it to me.
Oh no, the wind's
Well,
changing.
we're talking about different things, I think. There's some other streamer apparently that did a review.
Yeah, it was another streamer. But how did you get
Clients.
tell me about how you got clients?
Yeah.
Because that's celebratory.
So
That's fun.
I kind of, it's funny. So this class, this live stream kind of put me into a situation of teaching a class on law of attraction at the
excellent
at a cannabis temple called Agora on Melrose. I actually I wanted to know if it was okay if you guys can one day come over there and we do this.
I'd be happy to. Hell yes.
Thing about
Sure. Why not?
A cannabis company wanted you to teach
no, a
about the law of
cannabis
attraction?
temple.
Oh, a temple.
Sorry.
A cannabis temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So so remember I
That's an
told you
interesting
like I
combo.
was. Yeah, I think didn't I mention this before that I was like in the process of opening a cannabis temple or a cannabis church.
Maybe.
Oh. I didn't hear that on the
Maybe.
stream, but maybe I wasn't
Maybe I
listening
knew
closely.
you
No,
were
it wasn't
doing
on the stream.
promotions
This
and
is like
marketing
when I-
related to cannabis. Yeah.
No. Okay, so so this cannabis temple has like healing programs and classes about spirituality, about manifestations, learning how to manifest, and they basically sell sacrament cannabis to fund all these things and have a safe place for people who want to practice cannabis and spirituality.
Sacrament cannabis.
No,
Yeah,
I mean it's
it's-
sacrament. I'm just saying. Some people,
it's
when I say sacrament, people are like, "Huh?" And
It's
I
cannabis.
was like,
It's
hair
cannabis.
quotes
With
the
like a
cannabis.
sacrament table on it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right. Wow.
okay.
California.
Heck, anything's a sacrament if you approach it from the right place,
Oh yeah.
right?
So, Dali, can I tell you something funny?
Yeah.
I was on Melrose the other day, and I see this guy wear a shirt that said, "The Pastafarian Church."
The Pastafarian, yes.
Is that?
Pastafarians.
Let me check on something.
I looked at it and I asked him. I said, "Wait a minute." I said, "Is this a real thing?"
Uh-huh.
Didn't you mention that, the Pastafarian?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Right.
Pastafarians, yes. From the flying
But
spaghetti monster. That's the god
listen,
of their thing.
Listen to me. It's a real
Yes.
thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real church. It's called Pastafarian.
Yeah, that's why he brought it up, I think, right?
No, is that really?
yes,
I thought
and-
you were just trying to be funny.
It is a real thing.
Oh, okay.
But I think it is. I think most of the people that are Pastafarians don't believe it's real.
Yeah, it's
a
like
big troll.
I think it's
no,
a
no.
lark.
Listen, it's a. Actually, what I found out is it's actually was like a underground punk scene. Like that's where these punk bands go to play in these rural towns where they can't play music, and so they actually made themselves into a church so they can play music and play the kind of music that they want without being like I forgot what city it was. I think it was like some rural place in Indianapolis or something like that. But they created this church just so they can play their punk metal music.
Oh, I see.
That'll
So
work.
you're talking about something different than what Dali was talking about.
No,
Yeah,
I think we
totally.
are talking about the same thing.
No. It's totally
No,
different.
Winnie's trying
It's
to
just
point
that-
out that there's a different group, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, is there a different group? Okay.
Right. So there's Pastafarians, which is like the thing that Dali's talking about, and you're talking about a
Right.
separate group of people with a similar label.
Interesting.
This is why you're
Yeah, send me
missing each
links.
other. You're passing ships at night.
Send me the link. I want to check them out.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke, and when I saw that T-shirt, I thought, "Oh my God, this is such a coincidence." So I thought about you, and I said, "Oh, we need to get back to this law of attraction conversation."
Yes, please.
Because I was like, "Did he manifest this?"
Are you attributing law of attraction to you seeing that person
Right.
with the shirt?
Yeah. I said,
Wow.
"Did he manifest this religious group?"
Nope. I don't think I did.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I think the original book was written sometime in the 80s at an Olive Garden restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Water.
Thank you so much. Glad to be back. Love talking about this topic. I feel like I'm going to expand more and more on this topic every time I get on this platform.
Mm-hmm.
So,
cool.
I want to manifest some unlimited breadsticks. And then expand myself.
Yeah, that would definitely expand me. It'd be a problem.
okay, sorry about that.
No, it's not a problem.
So, I mean, how did you want to kick this off? Are you gonna like ask me questions? Are we continuing from the last conversation, or how's this?
Sure. Well, I'm interested in the test. I'm interested in understanding this trial, in which I could learn from the results of the trial something that should raise or lower my confidence in the law of attraction.
In law of attraction. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can define that trial for me, as long as it's within my scope, I'm happy to attempt it.
Okay, so how I was gonna work this out is this. What I have the people at the students at the temple doing, I tell them to write down 5 intentions, something that they want to manifest.
Okay.
Right?
5 intentions.
5 intentions, whatever it be, wealth, health, whatever you want, whatever you desire.
Okay.
And then, so for the next 30 days, we'll be working on manifesting those desires. And so I'll give you like some tools and like kind of a sheet, how to practice law of attraction to and manifest these things. Now, it's not just, we're gonna see now, you know, it's based on you what state you're in, because also, again, I said that law of attraction is also vibration matching with your intention. So it's like, you know, you're gonna have to be in, you know, the best positive state in the next 30 days. Like, try your best to always be positive and work on the intentions you're seeking. So also taking action. So I'll give you, there's like some worksheets that help you do this, like kind of guide you to do this. And so you'll be doing something like every day for the next 30 days. And then at the end of the 30 days, we'll kind of just like see where you're at, you know. That's what I'm doing. Actually, with the students at the temple, it's the 8-week thing. So basically, every Sunday, I teach the class there, and for 8 weeks, 8 Sundays, we'll be doing this trial or test. But I mean, I could stretch it out that long, but I didn't know. I was like,
I'm fine with going 8 weeks. That wouldn't bother me at all. Now what?
Where's that? Yeah, I think that would be a.
Have you already started your 8 weeks?
Yeah, we started May 28th. I already started the class May 28th.
So I'm a little behind, but not much.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's not like you have to catch up. It's basically on your own. It's you know, you do it on your own time. It's like what you put in is what you'll get out of it.
Okay.
So It's fine. You don't have to like. It's your own journey. It's just we're giving you the tools to help you.
Sure, and a lot, and this is one of those things that I want to carefully document, so that
Yes,
you actually have the results of a trial.
Well, this is how. Well, that was a good question. We were actually trying to figure out a way how we can determine that. So there's like in the worksheet, there's like kind of a before and after, like how you're feeling, what your like life is now.
Okay.
If you try to manifest before, did it work? So it's like a questionnaire, and then you take another questionnaire at the end of it, and then we see where you're at. Also, journaling, journaling every day, scripting, that will be a part of your manifestation. So you'll see daily, like you can go back into this journal and you can see like where your thoughts were, what you're trying to manifest, what your daily progress was. And from all that, then we'll determine, really the determining factor if it worked or not is really you. You know what I mean? Like,
would it be fair for more than me to go through this simultaneously?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Would it be fair if more than myself went through this simultaneously? If people in the audience wanted to do this with us?
Yes.
Would that be okay?
I opened it up for everyone. This is I actually encourage people to do this together, because I feel like the more people are, involved, the powerful, like the manifestations are, like, and it gives accountability and support, because it's not easy, because like after week 1 you're like, oh, it's not, some people get discouraged. So it's a thing that that you need to continuously and consistently do. And it's good to have a support system. I'm even going to start a law of attraction meetup.
Okay.
And we could meet at. I'm trying to find a location to do this meetup. Maybe I'll do it at the temple. Maybe I haven't, or maybe at some kind of meditation studio or something like that. I haven't really decided, but doing that, I think will help people stay in that vibration and keep space in their mind for their manifestation.
All right, so if people in the audience want to do this with, maybe you can put all of the information that I need in some kind of a document that we can put right here in the chat.
Yeah, if you give me till Saturday, I can
sure.
I can put something together, because by that time I'm going to have a location for this meetup, and how I did it with the people at the temple, I just passed out the worksheet. It's just a PDF, but I will make it. If I can talk to you afterwards, how I can make it available, like, or if I just set up a link or like some kind of Google Drive or something that they can download.
That's how I would end up doing, is I would just stick it on my Google Drive and do a share. I assume I don't need to give anybody editing privileges, so all I need to do is share a view-only link.
Okay.
And then, perhaps we'll end up with something like, we want feedback also. We want people to go through the process and report on their progress.
Well, yeah, and I thought that's how we're gonna report this progress is do it on your platform, like discuss it, maybe I'll come on for 10 minutes or something and discuss this law of attraction, so we can keep this documented, everybody updated and motivated.
All right, so are we kicking it off officially Saturday, Sunday?
It's whenever. I mean, we've already started the class at the temple.
Yeah.
So we can kick it off Saturday. Or we can kick it off Saturday or Sunday. I prefer Sunday, because that's when I do the classes are on Sunday.
Sunday's
but I'll get that
better
information
for me.
to you Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, Sunday's better for me. We'll try to set up a live stream. I'll just go live stream on Sunday with you when you're ready, and we'll make that happen sometime between, say, noon and 6 p.m.
Noon and 6 p.m. Okay, so
Anywhere in that
from
time
2 to 4 o'clock, I'll be on Sunday. I'll be teaching that class. So anytime before or after that, or actually I think it would be cool to live stream the class too if I can somehow with my
Sure.
phone.
Where is this class?
It's
Melrose,
in
you said?
Melrose and Poinsettia.
Okay.
It's called Agora Temple. I'll send you the address.
Okay. Thank you. Send me the address, and I think I know what I'm doing this Sunday afternoon.
If people want to check it out, also, I mean, I can give them. Hold on, let me just here because I just had it up. Oh, what the heck? 1 second. Oh, oops. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah. Can you? One. So it's 7561 Melrose Avenue. Just in case anybody wants to stop by, check it out.
Okay, and it's at 2 p.m.
Yeah, we
Sunday.
start at 2:22 till 3:33. I mean, that's the Sunday service, Sunday social, and then after that, I usually do that class for an hour, the Law of Attraction class.
Okay, so it starts at 2:22 until 3:33, so it's an hour and 11 minutes long. Doug's gonna love this. He loves strings of ones.
Oh, okay. So yeah, anytime okay, so there's 2 parts to this class. Is Sunday social. So Sunday social is it's kind of what you guys do. We pick a theme and then we discuss it, and then after that the class starts. So it starts at the end of 3:33.
Yes, understood. Okay. Will there be any trouble if I show up a good bit early to set up? Like an hour early?
I don't think it wouldn't be any trouble. I mean, the only the only thing I have to do is ask the temple if that's okay. I think it's okay. I don't think it's an issue, and we can do it.
Please clear it with them. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to be all official and above board.
Yeah, because Dali, really, honestly, I would like to do it. You know, I would just like to set up something like this specifically for Law of Attraction. You know what I mean? I think it would be really cool because this topic right now is trending. It's a hot topic. Because everyone is, coming out of isolation the last year,
definitely.
some odd months, and people are looking for something and are really wanting to change their lives, and so they are turning to spirituality, to Law of Attraction, to.
Is that battery workable? Do you want a different battery? Need another cable? I have more cables of a C-type. Okay. He's over there preparing to operate a drone.
Oh, really? Who has a drone?
Reid has a drone, and he brought his drone today, and the lighting is nice for it. He's going to take a little shot that he can use that will show this setup from a drone shot up over the lake or something. Whatever he does.
Okay, cool.
He'll do something with that.
Yeah, like a little edit or something. I have a friend who has one of those things. It looks like such a video game. He was I was at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. He was showing me that he was saying, look, you can actually follow anyone with the drone. And I said, are you serious? So there was someone driving the car, and he said, look, I can follow this car. And he like tapped the screen, and the drone started following the car.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. But yeah, so let's reconnect Sunday. Are you doing this Sunday or is at Echo Park as well?
Reid will be doing Echo Park on Saturday probably, and we are actually considering changing from Wednesday to Sunday, but I don't think that'll be this week.
Okay.
If it is, then I'm double booked. In any case.
In any case, if you did want to stream, would you be once I clear it with the temple, would it be something you would like to do like on Sundays?
Yes, we are broadcasting. Would it something I like to do regularly? I don't know that I want to. I don't really mind doing the whole class. I'm not sure I want to commit to the physical visit for 8 weeks or 7 or 6.
Oh no, yeah, that's totally fine. I'm saying like for instance, I guess we could talk because I have an idea that I want to share with you, but I rather do it off live.
That's fine.
And we'll discuss
totally
it and see
okay.
if it's something we can do. You know.
Yeah, I'm happy to entertain these things. I
Wonderful.
very much want to engage in tests to figure out what's real and what's true.
Yeah, me too. I would love to. I feel like we're scientists right now.
Yep, that's the goal. Be scientists. Cool.
So, any other questions or anything you wanna shoot out?
Questions? No, I look forward to...
do I have to make a claim for you to answer? How does it look again?
No, I think you have made a claim that law of attraction is possibly operational, and that you have a test or a series of tests that would help to determine whether that's the case or not.
Yes.
And so we get to literally just try out the test in real time, along with whomever in the audience who would also like to do it. All I ask is that the people in the audience, I'm not sure if the word is like take it seriously. I mean that, you know, be honest, no fooling around.
Right. Yeah.
No
have some
trolling.
integrity.
Yeah. Be scientists. Be open.
Sure.
To it and report as honestly as you can. And if you start, try to finish.
Yes.
If half the people drop out, that really messes with our confidence, because then we don't know what we don't know what the case in half the cases, and that's not good. So if you're willing
that's
to
why
start,
I
please
try
see it
to
the
deal
end.
with very motivated people that are already into law of attraction. They have they have an interest in it and they're curious about it.
Yep.
I don't want to try to prove naysayers wrong. You know what I mean?
Right, and that's exactly it. This isn't about proving anybody right or wrong. It's about actually just checking an idea,
right,
and trying it on.
Yes,
It's not about that.
Absolutely.
Not about what?
It's not about proving people wrong.
Right, not about people.
Maybe ideas.
Maybe it's about the ideas. It might be about proving ideas right and wrong.
Yeah, it is absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing all this to prove this idea. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I totally get it.
To test this idea.
Yeah, to test the idea.
All right,
Okay.
and so Reid, you'll be there on Saturday at Echo Park still.
Yep.
Okay.
Good. And I will be not physically here because I will be doing our regular Saturday practices, which take up pretty much my whole Saturday.
Right. On Discord.
Yeah, on Discord. On the SE
Yeah,
Discord and the Better Conversations Discord.
Okay. I'm gonna probably tune into that on Saturday.
Cool.
All right.
Look forward to seeing you there too. And I'll see you
Great.
physically
All right.
on Monday.
Physically on Monday. Well, you guys are not coming back to the canyon, right? Or
Not. I think
No,
it's
right?
difficult. I think the park rangers don't want us there right now.
okay, right.
And I don't know how to ask them in the right way to say, is it okay? Would you let us get away with it? You know, it's sort of like if we just keep trying, maybe they'll let us get away with it, and maybe they will escalate and say, no, now we have to put you on a list.
Oh,
So
wow.
We don't want to be very pushy.
They have a list.
I don't know. What's that?
You know, it doesn't hurt to
Okay.
ask. I would really say, like, because you get everybody goes to the canyon. You get celebrities, you get all different types of people, cool people.
Yeah, the canyon is lovely.
And yeah, I love that place. I think that you guys should try again.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay to ask, and if they say no, it's like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Interestingly enough, as we were setting up, the park rangers came by here, and Reid spoke to them briefly, and we've passed. We're good. It's like,
all right,
okay. So write down what you said so I can say that later. Whatever Reid said was good.
All right.
This just went dark.
Oh, he's getting the camera. Okay, cool. Oh no. Oh no. All right. Well, gentlemen, I have to get some work done, but it was wonderful chatting with you. And Dali, I will reconnect with you offline, and I'll send you that stuff on Saturday, okay? Hello? I can't hear you. I can't hear anything you're saying. I can't hear you. I'm talking and I can't hear you. Okay. Hey, so I'll talk to you later. Okay, yes.